Sup, YouTubers? I just stopped in to do a random live stream. Say hello, see how everybody's doing. Wow, it got cold quickly, that's for sure. I was tired last night. I was at Bobbles. So I did go to UFO Man, and then I did go to Bobbles. And although both were good live streams, I was tired. So I didn't do an after live stream either after Bobbles. So, but you know, I ended up just like going to laying down, watching a movie. I watched a movie. It was really good too, by the way. I don't know if anybody, I know everybody has like Netflix and stuff, and not a lot of people probably watch the free movies on YouTube, but I do. Um, and this one was called "If I Were You," and um, it's a free YouTube movie called "If I Were You," and I think that was one of the better movies I've seen in a long time. It really was. It was about this woman who I've seen in a lot of other movies. So, and Aidan Quinn was in it too. So, there is like popular people in the movie. So I always loved Aidan Quinn ever since he was in that movie Reckless or Breathless movie, something like that with I think it was with Laurie Singer. Myself, older movie from the 80s. It was a real good one. Aidan Quinn. He was also in a movie called In Dreams, with Annette Bening and Robert Downey Jr. that was actually filmed in this area. It was kind of like based on, well, they did some of the stuff was like, about a town that got flooded, which around here, the reservoir is Guaban, and that did get flooded. It was a whole village, mind you, but they flooded it. So there's still like old, from my understanding, there's still like remnants of the whole old town underneath the water and everything. So, but anyway, yeah, in dreams. But if you get a chance to watch it, If I Were You on YouTube, that's a good movie. I also watched another one the other day called Extinct about Bigfoot. That was really good. Yeah, but was it called Reckless, the one with Aidan Quinn? I know there was one with that Judd Nelson, I think his name was. He was one of the Brat Pack kind of guys. He played a killer, and I kind of feel like that was Reckless, but I might be wrong. And there was oh my god, there was like a guy. He was an actor, a famous actor, was in it. He played the detective, and he was a killer. And I don't know. And then I don't know, I can't remember the name of it. It was Aidan Quinn and Laurie Singer. And I think Laurie Singer. I could be wrong. I know for Aiden was in Legend of the Falls. I've always liked him. I really have. You don't ever really hear anything bad about him either. you know? You really don't. but Sorry. You want to come up on if I drop the link, will you come up, Mr. Rourke? But then you know how you and I are. We always talk like we're on the phone or something. Him and Brad were brothers. Which brother would you want? Probably Aidan Quinn. I'd say Aidan Quinn. Because, he's like, I'm not saying Brad Pitt is my age, you know, but there's something about Aidan Quinn that makes him seem really, nice and everything. And then if you saw him in the movie that I'm talking about, um, the one with, I can't remember the name of this lady, but The movie is called If I Were You, and she sees that her husband is having an affair, but he goes to break it off with the girl, but not really break it off, just kind of get home because he thinks it's what. Anyway, it's really good. You have to watch it. And Aidan Quinn is in it. He's not the husband or anything, but he plays a role in it, and it's real good. Yeah, maybe Daryl Hannah. It could have been Daryl Hannah. You're right. I think it was Daryl Hannah. Absolutely right. Um, I just remember he was on a motorcycle. Reckless, yeah, okay, then Reckless. That's what it's called. There was another one though that Judd Nelson was a killer in the movie, and I can't remember the name of that one either. I watched one though, which was really weird. It was called Let's Kill Ward's Wife, and it had the black guy from Scrubs, and it also had this other actor that I see in a lot of movies, and it was pretty good. Ace's hair reminds me of Daryl Hannah. Yeah, kind of, right? You can't get Ace's hair out of your head, can you? Haha. It did look pretty and sun-kissed, like she had just come off the beach. It looked really nice. She's so nice. Ace is top-notch person. She really is. I love her to pieces. I love her to pieces. Around the world and back. I think you should come up and talk with me, Mr. Rourke. You're always, you know, entertaining and full of knowledge. Knowledge of what's going on. Flash, I didn't really like much. I did like Daryl Hannah, and I'm gonna say I didn't really like it much because I didn't really see it. He said, "Wait, I have to pee." Wait, I have to pee. Well, good. That's good. Yeah, make sure you don't pee online. Don't pee online. Although I've heard people do that. Do you know what? Well, go pee, because then yeah, unless you're peeing while you're like online, but not on your thing. Which do whatever you want about peeing. Really, it's really none of my business. Do you know what TV show Tom Hanks was in? The name of it? I do. I can't get over how cold it is today. It is really cold today, and it's surprising, that it's cold. You ever like put some like you're at a restaurant and they have those wooden toothpicks? You know how loud those motorcycles are? It's just crazy. Just crazy. You ever like you're at a restaurant and they have freaking toothpicks, the individually wrapped toothpicks, and so you might take a couple for when you might need them, right? Just a couple, maybe three. Okay, and then you put them like in your pocketbook or well, not your pocketbook, Mr. Rourke. Oh God, you're so funny. Um, maybe. Well, you know what? You probably don't know what I'm talking about because you're a guy. You wouldn't put them in the pocketbook, but you might put them in your coat pocket. And know what I mean? And you just kind of stab yourself with a toothpick by accident. That ever happened? Yeah. to you. I don't even think toothpicks are healthy for you, are they? I don't know. I really don't know. Just rambling right now. Oh, so the other movie that I watched that was really good. Oh, yeah, somebody's knocking at the door. Somebody. Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Good. I'm trying to see if I get echo with you too. Do you have any like thing on in the background or no?
No.
And I can hear me without an echo, I believe. Can you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, do you know what TV show Tom Hanks was in?
Bruce and Buddies.
Bosom Buddies. Did you say Bruce and Buddies?
Wasn't it Bruce and Buddies?
No, it was Bosom Buddies.
Bussum?
Like,
Okay. Well,
yeah, BOSO, Bosom. Bosom,
it
like
was
your
where-
bosom.
it was
Yeah.
where two guys dressed as women to get free room and board or something.
Yeah, to stay in that hotel or whatever, that boarding house. Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were Buffy and Hildegard. Remember?
Ain't that the shit what a man's got to do for a job?
Come on now. Look at what women have to do sometimes, right? But I was saying I saw a really good movie on YouTube last night. They have some really good free movies sometimes, YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And looks like they had put like a bunch of, newer ones in too, I guess because of quarantine, maybe they were getting. But I like to what I'll do is I'll read the description first and see if it's something I would like even. And then I'll read the comments. And that's where you really get a lot of your information, like if you're gonna like it. Nobody's like a real what do they call it? Spoiler alert. When somebody tells you what's gonna happen in the movie.
I don't mind that.
Oh, good. Then that's how I am. Ha, ha, ha. I do that all the time. I'll just like talk because I can't help it. I want to be like, oh, and then this happened, but not if you're gonna, you know. Anyway, the way I tell it is definitely not the same as it is. But the movie was called "What I Would Do" and or "What You Should Do" or something like that. Now I hear echo, but not
You
only
heard
for
me?
a second.
Oh,
For a
that
second, I did.
that might have been because the phone went black and hit the button and then it came back
Oh,
on.
okay. Um, did you see Tiffany's video she put up?
No, because she told me she took down her channel.
Well, she put another video up, and through it, she's so funny. I love her pieces. I love Tiffany. I really do. She is funny. She's like nice too. Like you've talked to her before on the phone, right?
Yeah. What was the video about?
She was like going off about that live stream that was on the other day. Did you see it?
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about.
The most recent one.
Is it called the Golden Girls giving golden showers?
No, I didn't see that one. I thought it was called Idiots or something.
I just woke up. I want to do an impersonation of her, but since she records everything, I don't want to fuck the impersonation up and then have her do like, and who the fuck is he going around doing impersonations of me?
Who said
But
that?
um, you know the woman's name. She's got the same name as you do.
Oh, yeah,
Is
yeah.
it,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Did you see the end of it though?
oh, you know, for me to watch that, you know what I must go through?
I know, but did you see the end of it? Like the last, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes of what went on?
Tracy, who's the knitter?
Who's the what?
The knitter.
What's the knitter?
The woman knitting. The woman knitting.
Is there somebody knitting?
You didn't watch her when she's talking? She's actually knitting. Oh, unless I got it wrong. I thought, I was like, what the? I was like, okay.
No, but they started arguing, everybody on the panel. Did you see it?
No, but I have a question.
Yeah.
When do you think's the last time that they had a man?
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm sure some of them. That's not even. That's the last time I had a man request. Come on now, right? That's not even the point. The point was that they started arguing amongst themselves, and it literally did seem like. I mean, I don't know for sure, but Tracy, every once in a while, she go, "I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happened." And I really think maybe she was just so surprised because, like, they were all arguing amongst themselves, and I think, like, maybe, like, then it was just, I don't know even how to describe it. It was really shocking. Then,
I have
then
to
she
go watch
ended the line.
it.
Huh?
I'll have to go back and watch it and look at the end and pay attention. I didn't see them all fighting.
Yeah, Tracy wasn't fighting with any of them. And I really believe she kind of was shocked that it was going on because she sounded sincere whenever, and every once in a while she go, I think she would be, like, even when she brought, Ollie up on the screen, I think she thought Ollie was gonna, sometimes Ollie does have that sensible voice where, to bring peace back into the room kind of thing, and then instead she got, yeah, Ollie starts talking, and it really sounded she was going to go that route and just say, everybody just get along kind of thing. But then Ollie started, like, expressing some opinions, and they were not towards her, but they were fighting amongst each other. They weren't mad at Tracy. They were just fighting amongst each other. And it was shocking. Yeah. But anyway, and CVX made this noise, like, to Laura. When Laura was done talking, CVX made some noise, like, bop, 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 something like that. And
isn't Laura the mod? Wasn't Laura kind of fighting with CVX?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I got to that point. I noticed that.
Did you hear her make the noise? That noise?
No.
There was a couple of people on the panel at that point, and, like, I don't think anybody knew who made the noise, but it was pretty funny. It was like, something, I don't know. It was.
Wasn't it like a 4-hour live?
Yeah. So here, the Tiffany is texting. Right? Wait, I'm gonna tell her to come on the screen. You're there, right?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell her to come on the panel. She said, "Oh, it's me, Rourke." Why'd she say, "Oh, it's me, Rourke"?
Who said it's me, Rourke?
Tiffany said, "Oh, it's me." I think she meant, "Oh, it's Mr. Rourke." It's Mr. Rourke. She typoed. She said, "Oh, it's me, Rourke."
Oh.
But that's what she texted to me on, like, private.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she was asking who's on the panel, and then she said, "Oh, it's Mr. Rourke, not me, Rourke." I am blind sometimes. You know that? It got cold today, didn't it?
It's really sometimes when you're reading the writing on the screen, it's so small. Like, who's supposed to read that? But that's the way things are done today. And yeah, like I don't even strain my eyes looking at words that small. like I can see right now it says Mr. Rourke. Oh, Tom Hanks was in Splash, but that just
Yes,
looks like just little letters to me.
yeah, she wasn't in the room. She was texting me privately, and I told her to come in.
Oh yeah, tell her to come in.
I did. Did you see the other night? It was so funny when Clemson Tiger, he goes, "I appreciate you." You know when you when you will download your video, right? And you don't pick what's gonna. You can pick your thumbnail, but for that particular one, I hadn't picked anything to appear on the bottom. That little what you were just talking about, pinned to the screen comment. But
Yes.
the thumbnail for the video is one of the funniest ones I thought was Clemson Tiger goes, "I appreciate you, Tracy," and then it was two comments down after two other comments. He goes, he goes, "I meant Tiffany. I appreciate Tiffany." And I know why, and I know that he means it like all heartedly. You know what I mean? Like he's not trying to be mean to me. He just, but that's the one that ended up pinned on my screen for the thumbnail, which cracks me up because I didn't know that it did that. But I had already told, like a couple of people because it was so funny to me. I appreciate you, Tracy. Oh, I meant Tiffany. I appreciate Tiffany. Last
I think
night,
you
what was
appreciate
Barbara's
it.
live stream? How was it? She had a lot of people in there, but I feel tired.
I think I might have stayed maybe like 5 to 10 minutes after you left, and then
Yeah,
I got on there too.
yeah. I
Forgot
was
what they were
tired.
talking about.
Tiffany said she can't right now. I'm gonna say, dang, if you get a chance, get a get a chance. I'll say. Because she's privately texting me, and I'm just telling everybody that she's privately texting me. Poor girl. She may as well have come on, right? For all of
Uh,
my secrecy.
she's probably busy.
She what?
She's probably busy.
No, she said that. She said she can't come on. She's a little busy right now, but she's so funny. I think my most confusion was she goes, I can't make that sound. She goes, yes, that's how we are here in the U.S., Vladimir. I feel like that's Tiffany, is Vladimir Putin. Tiffany's Vladimir Putin. Isn't that funny? Tell Mr. Rourke the knitting lady is Denise.
Lots of people are watching, but only both of you talking.
And she said the sound CVX made was narrow. I can't make that sound. Why doesn't she just come on if she's? Oh, you know why? Because she probably probably. Oh my god! I just put you. I have to pee.
Go ahead.
No,
I'll take over the show. Go ahead. Go pee. I'll take the show over.
I pinned you saying I have to pee.
Oh, I said that?
You did before, but you already did. That I don't see that. I want to remove that, but you're a mod. But now, would you have to go into the? Can you remove that comment,
Hang on. I'll go
Mr.
look.
Ward? Huh?
Hang on.
Mm-mm. Right. You don't have to block him or anything. Just remove that comment. I don't like any derogatory comments about my friends or anybody, even if they're not my friends. I just try not to have them there. You know what I mean? Hello? I don't know. You know what? I'm waiting for Mr. Rourke to fucking come back, and I'm texting with Tiffany at the same time. She's killing me. She's thunder thumb, and I can't do both at the same time. And she can. I'm not that smart. Mr. Rourke, come back. Don't leave me on the. All right, here we go. Like I'm having like separation anxiety. Did you see that? I was having separation anxiety when you were gone.
Where's Rourke at?
Who?
Rourke. Mr. Rourke.
She's helping Jeff really quick. What do you mean, Rourke? You're right there, Mr. His Piper.
I was
Why am I
talking.
reading your private text? I wouldn't read it if it was really something bad. But my God, I feel like I'm like reading what she's typing in the screen, but she's not typing in the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How,
You ever
how
do
can
that? Like you're talking on the stream and then you forget that. Like the other night, even you and I, we kind of forgot we were on live stream and it was like a 4 hour phone call. Remember?
it got that way? Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. You should give me your phone number in the private chat or something. Then I could just. What are you doing?
What am I
Yeah.
doing?
Another. She's so funny. Another movie I watched that was really good. Okay, and it was different. They both had different storylines, plot lines, that you don't normally see a lot of in movies. So this particular one, was called "Let's Kill Ward's Wife," right? And it was good, but you know that in the end, like the movie ended, and I feel like it ended because basically, oh wait, I'm behind in the stream. What is she saying? She's talking in text, and I can't keep up with her and her thunder thumb. With her and her thunder thumb. um. So anyhow, Ward is the guy from Scrubs. Do you remember the show Scrubs?
Scrubs.
Yeah, it was a sitcom, and they were, of course, were in a in a hospital working as scrubs. No, they weren't scrubs. Intern,
No,
something
I
like
didn't want.
that. Yeah, whatever they were. No. Anyway, him, the black guy from that, and then this other guy, which I can't remember his name, but I see him in a lot of movies. Anyway, the thing is this: his wife was truly a bitch. Okay, I mean, just she was just and so something happened where one of them ends up like she was saying something to him, and you got to watch it. It's kind of like a dark comedy, you know, where they do kill her, they do end up killing her, but they, you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain, and kind of in a way, the way it ended made it seem like as if somebody could get away with it, but you know that they wouldn't because you know even if like what they did was they dismembered her,
Oh no.
and yeah, they didn't plan on killing her, but one of them was in the kitchen at some cookout they were having, right? And
Getting.
she came in there and you know started being weird with him, like talking about an affair, and there's more to it, but I don't want to ruin the storyline, right? But she's talking some shit in there, and she's like, turns around and, but trust and believe, this woman was an absolute bitch. So regardless of whatever she was talking, she was just the type you would want to. So she was like, in the kitchen, the cake hadn't come out yet for whatever party it was. So she's like sticking her fingers in the frosting and eating it, which is rude to begin with, right? So, not any reason to kill anybody. I'm just saying. She's sticking her fingers in the frosting, so he choked her.
What's the
Right? But he put her face in the cake. So she's like, what the? And then he's like, oh no, I know this chick's gonna, and she slips on frosting, hits her head. Then he's like, okay, what, freaking out in there, and everybody else is outside. And then she starts making some groaning noise, so he knows she's still alive. So he chokes because somebody like her is really gonna just really just we go to jail basically by her standards, I'm sure. Anywho, so his friends come in, and the day before they had been golfing, and the husband, their friend, couldn't go because she wouldn't let him. She was that big of a bitch, and so they were talking about what if she died. So it just so happened that they already had like a plan of how they would get rid of her.
have
So
you ever been golfing?
yes, I have.
You like it?
Golfing.
You like
I
it?
do like golfing. I do. I think that's something fun to do with somebody that I actually used to also be like a golf cart. The girls go around with the food, the beers stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what's fun. I like driving that little golf cart around.
A lot of people like driving those golf carts around. That's funny.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it was pretty cool. You just drove the same kind of like uh path, or whatever route, and throughout the whole entire golf course, and stopped at different hole. By the time you got to back to the same people, they are ready for another beer.
Hey, would you ever golf on mescaline?
Mescaline. The way you say it, mescaline, mescaline. You mean?
Well,
Why do you think some people like hang around and don't talk? Like I wish people would talk, but sometimes people listen when they drive. I think. Do you think?
when they drive?
Like one night, Marker 59 said, that he had listened to the live stream on the way home. And so I thought that was kind of nice. That's kind of complimentary, really, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be an instance when people don't talk. But why do you think a lot of times they don't?
When they're in the chat, how come they're not chatting? Um, Maybe it's not their place. They don't feel like it's their place to jump in a conversation. Maybe they just don't want to jump in a conversation. Maybe there's somebody in the chat that they don't want to conversate with.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons. I don't mind it. I'm like Bobbles, where she doesn't like that word lurkers. I don't like it either. You know?
The word boogers? Oh, lurkers.
Yeah. Look at this one. Yaxley Live says, hi, SG. I wanted your opinion, if you don't mind. I'm going to marry Tiffany and wanted to know what you think. Well, if you're her actual boyfriend, which I don't think you are, but if you were, I would say great choice and wish you the best of luck. But since I don't think you are, I would say good luck with that. Not in a bad way. I just, I don't think you're her actual boyfriend because I don't think he uses social media. But if one day, by chance, like today, this moment, he decided to, and ask me. Thank you, SG. That means a lot, and I know Tiffany will appreciate it. Oh, thank you. You're very welcome. Anyway, Rourke. So last night in Bobbles, you said my
I said,
wife.
oh,
Yeah, yeah. What the hell was that about?
they were talking about a phone sex conversation. Bobbles said, "Are you married?" And I said, "Yes, my wife is a heavy breather."
That's right. My wife is Harry. No, you misunderstand, SG. I am going to take Tiffany from him. He is a fancy boy. I don't know about a fancy boy. Fancy. Uh, do you read this? Can you see what? Can you see this? What this actually live is saying?
It says, "Thank you, SG. That means a lot to me." No, you misunderstood, SG. I'm going to take Tiffany from him.
Thank you very much for your input, SG. I feel like that's like probably somebody that we know and is like laughing, like not trying to be insulting. Ron
uh,
Luna, hello, Survivor Girl. What's today's topic? I don't know. I haven't been coming up with topics. I can't tell if people like them or not. I'll sit there and I rack my brain about a topic and frickin' then I'm like, I don't know, maybe you don't like them. Yeah. Tiffany, she's laughing. You know that I almost just tried to.
that's how the
Yeah,
show rolls. The
Tiffany,
show.
he says, I would line the ground with petals everywhere she walked, as in coming to America. Maybe this
Rose
is
petals
Clemson
everywhere.
Tiger. Maybe this is Clemson Tiger.
Why would he come in
Yeah.
under a different account? Did you block? Did somebody block him?
No, but maybe he's just professing his love for Tiffany, like we all didn't know.
He kind
Like
of
we
did.
all don't know already, Clemson. No, I could see how people could love Tiffany. She's.
I don't think that's Clemson because when he was talking, he was very nice. He kept it like a brother sister affection. Uh, he didn't say nothing about marrying her.
I already forgot we were talking about Clemson. I was looking at what Ron Luno wrote. That's like well, I mean, I wouldn't put that up there. Um, but what the hell was that? It was in like Harlem Nights. I keep thinking of like where the girl was named Sunshine. Remember the? Did you see Harlem Nights?
Yeah, the girl named Sunshine, and she was there to the guy in the mafia. She was to distract him or something. Like, he
Yeah.
fell in love with her.
Yeah, actually, so maybe this is Clemson because he said myself and Tiffany do not have a brother sister relationship. It is the real deal. But he must be home with like posters and pictures of her, maybe even like a one of those. Uh, what are they? You know, like you where you pray at, like an altar to her, like
Oh, I, I hope he hasn't taken it that far.
But
You
he
think
says it's the real deal.
he's praying to the altar to marry Tiffany?
Is that a question?
Yeah. What is that what you just told me?
Well, no, he says that they don't have a brother and sister relationship. It's the real deal.
Oh, well, it's her choice.
It's,
It's her choice.
you know what? You're so fucking funny, Rourke. You're talking about it like this is serious. Tell me what is on his avatar. What does that say?
It looks like a VLX.
Oh, yeah. And it's Yaxley Live. Is that a real channel? You have two devices, Mr. Rourke?
No, just one device.
So we can't even check if that's like a real channel, right?
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Tiffany has made a great choice. So she's, said no then, right, Yaxley?
What's her choice?
She said no. That's the choice. She doesn't know him. She's not marrying him. So he thinks that's a great choice. That's good. That's very telling. Even he didn't know what he would do with
Tell Yaxley when Tiffany comes back to the show to chat in and ask her these questions.
her. She knows he's here.
Hey, tell Yaxley to come on the panel actually when Tiffany's here, and then go ahead and tell Tiffany what he thinks.
Yeah, she said that. She already said don't block Yaxley. That's what she told me. She's interested in finding out. We have discussed you becoming the godmother of our baby. That's nice. That would you have discussed. You and Tiffany. We have discussed you becoming the god. Oh God! So she said she'd have another baby. That's nice. I mean, I'm not surprised. She might want to have more kids. I would do that. I would be the godmother. What would you name the baby? Did you guys discuss baby name? Oh, I'm waiting for him to respond, like with a voice, Mr. Rourke. Isn't that so funny?
Shall I answer for him?
Yeah, what would you name the? Why did he type it? Because I was typing something right now.
Oh no, I can't see the chat, or I would read what he's typing.
Okay, hold on. Give me one sec. Hold on. I think this is somebody that's friendly with her because they're not being too mean or anything or on a hand, right? What's it say? How long can I talk in your channel? What does that mean, Ron? We have decided on money if it's a boy. And Tracy for a girl. Oh God, but she wouldn't want Tracy because of the other two. Like you two. Like, oh, come up. Why, Ron? Did you want to come up on channel? You can. Hi, Rachel. How are you? Oh my God.
Hello, Rochelle.
Isn't that so fun? Yeah, Ron, you could come up. Certainly.
Hey, let him, and I'll drop out.
I've never seen Ron Luna in a thing. Yeah, did you see that? We have decided on money if it's a boy because her son's name is Cash.
Yeah.
So money. If Tiffany had two kids named Money and Cash.
Hey Tracy, did the name Tiffany come from the store?
What?
Did that originate from the store?
What
Tiffany,
originated from the story?
Tiffany's on Fifth Avenue. The name?
Tiffany. Oh, I don't think so. I don't know. Look it up in the big book of baby names.
Well, when I see her, I'll ask her if the origin of her name, if if it came from a store or if it came
I
actually
know.
is.
I think that that it's probably. Don't you have a baby name book? Can't you look it up?
Uh,
All right. He's watering his garden. Rachel Reed says hello, SD and Rourke. What's up? He says he's watering his garden outside. He could be peeing out the door. um, I really want. Where did Yaxley go though?
You're talking about Ron?
No, Yaxley.
Oh, Yaxley.
Yaxley, the one that's gonna marry Tiffany.
Oh, did you want him to come on the panel?
Yeah, when and if his goddess gets here. His goddess.
His daughter Tracy.
No, his goddess. Oh my god, his daughter Tracy.
Didn't he say that they were going to name the baby Tracy if it was a girl, so his daughter would be Tracy?
Wouldn't that be so messed up?
And
That'd
then
be too many Tracy's. Because when in that video that Tiffany made was she was saying, Tracy a lot in it. And I was like, at first I was like, at first, like I thought I knew who it was for. Then I got really confused because then I was like, oh, maybe she's mad at me, and she decided to go public with it, right? And I'm like, and then she's like, and the extensive conversations we've had, and I'm like, it must be me. But then she said, and the things you said about SG, and I'm like, oh, thank God. You know?
after you heard what some of what she said and how she talked, did you feel like you wanted to whip her ass?
Who?
Uh,
The other
Tracy.
one?
Yeah, Tracy.
Bye, Rachel. Thank you for stopping in. um, so no, I don't feel like I wanted to whip her ass. What made me the angriest was those video, not that even one. I'm sure there is other lives, probably maybe better ones than mine. Who knows? Rachel said there's other lives too, right? I've only got one life to live. But yeah. So no, I what made me the angriest was when I guess there was a live stream that was going on somewhere, and I knew nothing about it. I hadn't been watching, and it wasn't about me. But somebody brought me up in the chat, I guess. Bye, Rachel. Um, and Tiffany had said, "Don't you ever talk about Survivor Girl or something like that." Like in a defense. Like as a friend. Like friends do.
Right.
And then that other lady went off saying, "And what are you gonna do?" And I just thought, come on, lady. Just, like she was saying, if she was ever in front of me, she would do this to her, she would do that to her. And I was like, lady, leave it
Hey, Tracy.
alone. Yeah.
Last night in that live, did you know that guy that was getting interrogated?
I was getting interrogated. What live?
After yours?
Baba?
Yeah,
Who are you talking about? The guy you was on the panel?
Yeah, everything included.
That's his
That
name?
wasn't he everything included?
Oh, that was on here for a little while?
No, he was on Bobos. Well, and anyway, I don't know his actual name, but anyways, he was on Bobos,
But was
and
he as an avatar or was he as a person?
he was as a person. He went up there. He had a beard. He was a white
Okay, that's
guy.
the one with the girlfriend in the Philippines.
Yeah.
That's Gyro.
Oh, Gyro.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I seen somebody in the chat that his name was everything included. So okay, sorry, that's not him. But
Yeah.
did you think that was fair to sit there and to ask him all those questions? And
I don't know how was he answering them. I
oh,
wasn't there.
he took it. I
You
was
mean when the
surprised.
blobby came on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was right before I had said before I had said I was like going to sleep. No, I had said right before I saw him or something like that. I said I'm gonna, call it a night, everybody. Then I looked up and saw that Gyro was up there, so I was kind of shocked because I hadn't seen him in a while. And I said, "Oh, is that Gyro up there?" And then a blobby went up, and I heard her start asking about, I don't know, the Philippines. Why does he date a girl in the Philippines? Does he not like girls here? In a way, I mean, just starting with that one question, I didn't hear how he answered it because I laughed, whatever. And that was right when I said to you, stop cheating with me, stop cheating on me with your wife. Yeah, that was 10. And then I left. But yeah, uh, he, I feel like on the flip side of that, women also meet guys long distance, you know? It doesn't mean, oh, I don't prefer American guys. It means that because of social media, it broadens the dating, like the dating, there's bigger now, there's a bigger sea for fish, kind of thing.
I listened to the guy, and when he said, "I got my money in the bank, and when I go there, I can go ahead and just take my money from the bank, spend it there, and he's gonna be living in 2 to 3 times his money's
Cheaper,
going to carry on. Yeah. And
cheaper, yeah.
he's going to have a
A store or something,
yeah,
right?
store, a wife. It's always warm there.
Yeah, I know somebody else who actually they were two YouTubers and bigger YouTubers though, than Gyro isn't, but this guy, he had a kind of urbex haunting kind of thing. Not in this community at all. He was pretty popular. He was in England. And before I even started watching his channel, somewhere he had somehow met his wife, who was called Dragon Lady or something. And she had a channel that was similar to his, or maybe about, I hadn't watched her. But anyway,
Is Dragon
they,
Lady the lady that has like teeth filed as fangs, and she's had her?
oh,
It's
no,
a
no, no.
oh, okay.
No, no. She's they do like I know they even did like a go. That's how I found the guy, was that he had gone and did a overnight at Hague Hall in Wigan in England. And Lemon Lime said that it's because it's a third world country. Yeah, I didn't feel like, it was all that pleasant there once he got there. Like he was having a real hard time with um the bug bites or something had happened, and the food wasn't quite his liking, kind of thing, you know. Oh, I never noticed it. Hello, Yaxley?
All right, how you doing? Listen, I don't know what's going on here, right? But someone in your chat is saying something about me marrying Tiffany. I have no idea who this Tiffany is. Does anyone know who this Tiffany is?
You're not the Yaxley Live. That is Yaxley Live.
Yes, I am actually live. Yeah, but I don't know. Is this like an arranged marriage or something? I don't know what's going on, man. It's a bit weird, you know.
Yeah, but it's you saying it.
No,
Like
no,
right
that's
here.
not.
See?
This is me on the
See on the
panel.
screen?
I don't even. My sister's best mate's called Tiffany, but that's the only Tiffany I know. I haven't got a clue who this person is, man.
No, but do you see that on the panel? Like I pinned it right there.
Yeah, I see it, and that's my avatar, and that's my name, that's my channel, and yeah, that's weird.
But it's not you.
I don't think so. I don't.
I've got
Like
a
the phone. Hello?
Weird, man. Sorry, I'm here. I was muted. Hey, how you doing, Tracy? All right. Yeah,
I'm doing
I
good.
can't even live stream, man. I don't mean to be controversial, but I don't like that Michelle. You know, it's a bit of a twat, like. But anyway, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah. What part of England are you from, Yaxley?
I'm originally from Manchester, but I live down in the home counties now, not far from London.
Ah, I've been to Manchester. Tiffany's
nice.
here too.
I don't know.
Tiffany?
Hey. Hi, girl. Hey, Yax.
Hi, Tiffany. How you doing? Hey,
Good.
How did you do yesterday with your mum? Did you get that shit sorted?
Nothing got done. No.
Uh-oh.
Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you two were busting my butt.
All right, Tracy, how are you doing? Yaks the Yaks.
Yeah.
Peace.
Hi, nice to meet you. When he came on and then he started calling me by my first name, I thought maybe he was my relative or something. Because that's how they sound, just like how he's talking. I was like, oh my God, is this a long lost relative? Like it was one of those reunion shows. Tiffany gets on and goes, and I found your cousin from Manchester, England.
So you've been to Manchester, Tracy? Yeah. Whereabouts did you go? Can you remember? Or
Earlstown, Merseyside. I have dual citizenship.
No, what? Say that again. Sorry, I missed that.
Earlstown, like Merseyside.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Earlstown, Newtonley Willows.
Yeah. Newtonley Willows, I know it. Nice.
Yeah, where Rick Astley is from.
Yes.
So you have dual citizenship?
Yep. I took an oath to the Queen.
So when we have baby Tracy, you can come over for the christening.
Killed me with that money. We're gonna call the boy Money.
That was good, wasn't it? That was good.
Oh my God! I went back to it because I was laughing so hard. Where I was like thinking of you going around with cash and money. Cash and money.
The third will be credit card.
Credit card.
That's right.
Baby Bitcoin. Oh my God!
That's so dog's gonna be Bitcoin. Dog's gonna be Bitcoin. Teddy's got to. Teddy's going to live on a farm, unfortunately, but don't say anything because Tiffany doesn't know. We're getting a new dog.
Teddy's going where?
Yeah, he's going to live on a farm. He'll be happy. Don't worry. They've got like Great Danes and everything. He'll love it.
Oh my God!
And we're getting a new dog. It's going to be called Bitcoin. So we've got Cash Money, Bitcoin, and Tracy. So yeah, happy family.
That is so cute. I won't know who you're talking about then when you're bitching on your videos.
Right? I'll go on live. This damn baby Tracy.
Tracy, get out of here. You're gonna poo in your pants again. That's not baby Tracy, that's SG Tracy, by the way. So,
She's hooked on Benadryl.
I saw Rochelle comment that there's other lives on too.
I saw that. Is there?
Yeah. Well, apparently.
Oh, I thought like maybe like some PI was on or whatever. Yeah. That was epic.
Can I speak freely for a second, or should I just zip it?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna zip it, Tracy, because you know what?
Oh, all right, but I thought we were gonna talk about the epic ending of that live stream the other day. That was.
Oh my God.
And that noise, can you make it now that you're here and you don't have to like spell it to me?
Can I do it?
Make the CVX noise.
Oh no, I can't make that. You have to be all sorts of levels of fucked up to make that noise.
Tiff, can you give us a song?
You want me to make the noise, Jax?
No, I want you to sing a song.
What
you want me to sing a song?
Yeah,
Ask Tracy about my singing.
I
Yeah.
said good, and her dancing is good too. I'm wicked. Like I'm like one of her. I mean, I know she's got many fans, but I'm like I think one of her fan club
Tracy, you're the
members.
only one who's seen my dancing, so I'll leave it at that.
Really? I thought it was like on TikTok.
No, I didn't put it on TikTok. I told Cash I was going to as a joke, and he said, "Oh God, Mom, no."
Ah, so I feel even more honored because I haven't shared it or
Yeah, because I
anything.
learned I taught myself a TikTok dance a few months back, right? And so I practiced in the garage, and I recorded myself. And in the background, Teddy's back there in a diaper, and he's like humping this blanket that's on the ground as I'm doing this very stiff TikTok dance. It was so funny. I sent it to Tracy just because, just to
That
give her
reminds
collateral if she ever needs it on me.
That's like
That
them live
reminds me,
switches.
I have to
Live
like
switches.
re-listen to my own live stream from last night because at one point my dog was doing the same thing that you were talking about, and I think maybe that's why he got the idea. I think I even said Teddy was putting bad ideas in his head because he had a blanket and he was next to me on the couch while I was doing my live stream, really
Humping a
like
blanket?
having with a blanket, his little blanket,
Oh, that's bad
really have a
news.
good time with it. And I was like, but he was breathing real heavy, like, and then I just like realized. I looked at him, I said, and my live stream's going, and next to me,
That's
right?
what Teddy would do. That's
Yeah,
what Teddy would do.
yep,
It was so
exactly.
gross, but he would go in rooms by himself. He would take the blankets out of one room and take them to a private room and do this. And I'd go in there, I'd find him, he'd be all like sweaty and out of breath. I'm like, what are you doing, you weird little creep with that blanket? It was perverted. It was like really gross.
Yeah, exactly. All sweaty and out of breath.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
Yeah.
better take a
Yuck.
break, buddy. He doesn't even
Is he
bust a nut.
fixed?
Yeah, he's fit.
Oh my
I told you I
God.
got him fixed on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was
That's how sweet I am, actually. You still
That's
there?
how sweet you are. Sorry, did you say?
Yeah, I got my dog fixed on Valentine's Day.
There you go. There you go.
there you go.
That's what he relates it to all the time now. The big
Yeah, right.
day. Yeah,
The
the
day
big
the
day.
nuts went. Yeah, poor
Mm.
Teddy. That was awful. After he got fixed, he cried and cried and cried that day. I picked him up. Oh my God, I felt so bad. Poor little guy.
I
But
had to
he's
go
not
in the
peeing in the
vet.
house anymore, so I guess it was kind of worth it because that was a hassle. Find those goddamn diapers every week. It's like having a baby,
Oh,
you
Yeah,
know?
don't be complaining about having a baby, Tiff. What the fuck?
Hello.
I know, right?
Could you imagine if my Teddy voice had an English accent, Tracy? If I did Teddy with an English accent?
I love your Teddy
Hello.
voice. I thought about it the other day when you were gone. That's rude. You're talking about me in there.
Oh yeah.
My
I was
mom
saying
has,
I didn't think. What I
my
was
mom
saying
has
I
been
didn't think
throwing
he.
shit at me. Sorry.
When I was saying I didn't think he was full Pomeranian. Stop
Yeah.
talking about Teddy. It's so rude.
The next day I'll be driving in my car and it'll just pop in my head and I laugh. I'll by myself. Like that's when you know something is funny. Like if you remember it and then you start laughing about it like the next day or just randomly.
The problem is, Tracy, is you laugh so much with me that I start to get a big head and think that, like, wow, it must be really funny. And
I
so
You are
do.
funny. Whoa. You are funny. What are you fucking on about?
no, but it
Every
goes,
video you've ever done is funny.
Tracy laughs at me a lot. And so I get this thing going. I'm like, yeah, I'm real funny after I talk to her, right? And then turns out I'm not. But,
It's funny. And the night with you imprudently, and I had like got kicked out of my own stream by accident. And then when I
yeah.
listened back, like you two, while you were just on the screen, oh my God, I was laughing because you go, I think you had the same avatar up, and
I
you were
sing a
sick.
song.
Yeah, but you were sick, and you go, well, I think I'm just gonna lay down and die. And Prudently goes, well, sure looks that way.
Yeah, right.
Your avatar.
How is Prudently? How is Prudently? I like her.
I do too. I like her a lot. You know what I was telling her? I go, she's the only one who didn't get kicked off Chosen One's channel. She left of her own accord because of the way he acts. That I know. You know?
I'm sorry about that yesterday or the day before, whenever the hell that shit show was. I'm still mad about that, Tracy. That was so effing ridiculous.
Doesn't bother me that much.
It does. Oh, okay, good. All right, well, never mind. Take it back.
I mean, it bothers me.
No, you know
more.
what? It shouldn't bother you. It shouldn't bother you one bit. It really shouldn't.
No, it bothers me more when I see them talking about you. Not that I don't care about anybody else, and you know, Chang too. That bothers me. But when I see them saying things like, just disgusting, vile.
Yeah,
vile. It's the vileness.
The thing is, there are a lot of people on YouTube burning with jealousy, and everyone's got to remember that, you know. So when someone who's beautiful comes along and funny, then they're ostracized and they're attacked just because of who they are, because there's a lot of jealousy about, man. You know what I'm saying, people?
I absolutely think that it's a jealousy case with Tiffany.
Of course it is.
Yeah, because she's, smart and you know what? Remember when I said to you that a certain person sounded like you?
Yeah,
Tiffany?
yeah.
When I listened to them say that person won the top doctor award in the world, and then TVX said, "Is there even such a thing as a top doctor award?" I texted you.
Actually, there is. I won it in 2007 for my sperm gargle remedy. It took the world by storm. So there is. Good days, eh? I got a book token, and they sent me on a trip to Norway. So it was really good.
Did you say a bus token?
A book token, so I could go and buy books and that. Yeah. But I won a book token and a trip to the Norwegian fjords. So I bought the Kama Sutra and went masturbating in the Norwegian fjords. And it was good. And do you know what? That's not the fucking craziest holiday I've had. Well, there we go.
But that's your field of expertise anyway, right?
Well, I was actually doing research on the. I used the cruise on the Norwegian fjords to do research to try and win it in 2008, but I didn't.
For sperm?
No, the sperm had died by then. It was out of fashion. Some guy won it. What was he? Bleaching arseholes or something else. For you bastard! Why didn't I think of that? Fucking bastard! And so that was that.
Well, this doctor won it.
Of course, this is my friend, right?
Yeah, before anyone clips this, I've just made all of that up. And if you don't realize that, you're a prick.
Yeah, I thought it was really talented, and I'm. What was the field again? Not the actual field, not a field that you walked in, and when you grabbed your whatever and masturbated.
To the Norwegian fjords, but the field was sperm gargle remedy. It gets confusing because they're both very similar.
Sperm gargle remedy?
Yeah, sperm gargle remedy. As you know, how many times guys out there have your missus got a bit of a sore throat and got a bit of
gargle.
Yeah, gargle. It's all right, it's my accent, but don't worry, it's my language that you've taken, and now you can't understand me, even though you took my language. But that's fine.
I could see how that could coat your throat.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was. I'm surprised you didn't hear about it. Was you not online in 2007? It was breaking news everywhere. It was fucking brilliant.
Tracy, I thought you said gaggle too, so don't feel bad.
Oh, you say that.
I did.
I've been gargling with it for all these years, and I never knew or thought about the healing properties of it. I just was like, it was for sheer enjoyment for myself, but the healing.
I love you.
No wonder why I never had sore throat. Now I know.
Well, everyone should take advantage of medical advances. That's my opinion.
Yeah, or
whether it's an epidural, sperm gargle remedy, these things are.
Or an enema. Enemas are good.
Or an enema, absolutely an enema.
Yes, 5 pounds lighter.
That reminds me of that time I went to Thailand. The enema.
Oh my god!
I don't think I ever had a 5-pound turd.
She didn't look like she had a penis to me.
Oh my god!
But I kind of guessed when the enema was suggested. I thought, I've
Oh
made,
my God.
I've made a bad movie. I should have stayed with my mates in the Chinese restaurant.
Oh no. Oh, no.
So that was, yeah.
My friend said he was on like leave from, whatever military division he was in, right? And he said this, really pretty black girl, she looked just like Beyonce, was, saying, whatever, So he says okay and lets her go a blowjob, right, on him, and then says, now my turn. But they had a penis. It was a guy, and he said he like punched him and left. But I was like, so
I'm
to the,
shocked.
I'm like,
I'm
wow,
shocked.
I can't. But
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't have my headphones in, grandma ears.
I don't have I don't have grandma ears. I was gonna say I don't have my headphones.
No, I have a hard time hearing without my
Maybe that was
headphones
my
in.
new nickname, grandma ears.
No, that's mine. That's my. I have grandma ears. So, what did your friend do after he punched him?
He left, and then
Oh.
I guess I myself would never tell that story, but he told it, and then I never let him live it down.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
You know what shocks me about those people who do that is that they will risk that they would actually take that risk if they're so passing, right? Like you can't tell. There's a lot of them, and they're beautiful, but they're confusing, right? But they're absolutely beautiful. But the fact that they will do that and risk the chance that this person who thinks they're a woman is going to be upset when they have a penis, like that's risky. You know what I mean? Like surprise,
Yeah.
like that's a 50-50 chance of like getting beat, pretty much.
Doesn't have to ruin the entire evening, though.
What you say doesn't have to what? He's laughing to himself. It must be funny. What did you say?
I said,
he said it doesn't have to ruin the entire weekend. That's what I'm realizing.
Well, it's still a long way to go in the night, isn't there? Just because they've got a penis, you work something out. You know what? I really need to watch.
Close your eyes. It all feels the same anyway.
People are going to be recording this and not realizing that I'm fucking being a dick. But never mind.
No. But
hey, James D, how are you?
Can I just say, Casey, it wasn't my idea to troll you. It was Tiff's. So sorry about that.
I didn't think you were trolling me. I was laughing. I wasn't going to block you.
With fire. Yeah. No, yeah. I think May Watkins had her shit on handle. I don't think she
was that even a real person?
May, yes, she was. She's not black though.
I don't know, but did we ever see her on like live or talking or anything?
No, but I know she was. Yeah, no, I've spoken to her. Yeah, she's real. Yeah, she was real. Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, but she was white. That's the irony. She was a white woman. Or woman. She was a white man who was pretending to be a black woman.
Yeah, I didn't know Virginia Woolf was hi stars above, by the way. I didn't know Virginia Woolf was a man.
What?
Yeah.
That's a man?
Oh my God, you didn't know either? Yeah.
No. Wow.
I thought it was a woman for the last 2 years.
Yeah, so did I. That's weird. That's seriously a dude? She talked like a woman.
Talks like?
Well, I mean, they typed like a woman. I mean, they seemed womanly.
Yeah, well, now I'm like, I don't know. Like, I guess.
That's fucking confusing, man. Like, why?
But yeah, they put the link to their video and it's a man.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Stars above. Rochelle isn't here. She had other live streams she had to attend. Sorry.
I know.
She had other lives she had to go to. Anyways,
I like to like switch it up too with like on the piano too. You know what I mean? Yeah, and she was, I like that, she, whatever, you know what I'm saying. You know what
Yeah, I
I
know.
mean. Yeah. But
Yeah.
prudently, I don't know how she's been, but when I saw that Yaxley was, in the back room, like to, come in, but I'm always like, now I'm scared of my words. I'm like, he was in the back room to come in, like,
Did you invite him to the back room?
it was like, but I was so, okay. I clicked on it and it was like the voice, drum roll, please, And when he started talking, I was like, oh my God, this is a real person. Thank God. You know,
Yeah,
you
no,
never
I was just
know.
messing. I was messing with you a little bit.
What's
I'm not a real person.
Jackson's channel about?
I'm not a real person. I'm a figment of Tiffany's imagination.
Oh yes, that's my British alter ego. That's my.
This is actually Tiff on another device using a voice changer.
Don't.
Look at, see, there's stars above said, I thought Virginia was a woman too. And Richie said,
Oh,
I
I
did
think.
too.
Oh yeah, I think everybody did. You just dropped a nuke on this whole community of people. We're
Wow.
like all scratching our heads, going, "Wait a second,
Wow, because
Virginia's
everybody was
man."
like shocked when I said, "Oh, Virginia Woolf is
Do they
a
have another
man."
account, like a man? Do they have an account where they're a man in it, or how'd you find
No,
out?
in on their channel, they're doing like playing some Indian guitar or something.
Oh, they
Did you
have
ever
videos of
see?
that? So we're all that lazy, we just never went and looked.
I know, and I felt so bad because I'm all like, "Come to my
Yeah.
channel." I don't go
Oh,
to
you know what
yours.
it is?
That's
Virginia
right. I don't
Woolf.
go to yours.
Virginia Woolf, the name, but think about it. He probably lives in Virginia.
And there's a wolf.
And that's not his name, but Virginia is probably where he resides and like he likes wolves.
Yeah, I think so too because he said it's to do with Virginia. After I said, I thought you were
Oh,
a
you did?
woman.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen, I can only hear about 30% of what you're saying without my headphones in. So I have to like ad lib the rest, So I'm just piecing things together over. I should find my headphones actually. But
yeah,
yeah,
because
that
he did say that to me though, that it had to do with Virginia. So I
oh,
didn't.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it either. Then Richie
Yes,
says, "Is
Richie, that
Virginia
is.
Woolf the lady who always talked about her Capri Station wagon?" So, so
Yes.
no matter what we say to Richie, she'll always be a woman to him.
Cue Billy Joel.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my
So
God.
Tracy, I'm curious who won the SmackDown between CVS and Laura? Who came out the champ on that shit show? Who do
You
you
didn't
think
watch it all the
proved?
way to the end?
I finally did, yeah. I finally did. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch the end.
Oh, are you asking my
Um,
opinion of
yeah,
it
who who
or
who was the champion of that mud wrestling match?
CBX?
You think so? She was pretty messed up by the end of that live. She couldn't really form a cohesive thought. I thought like her rebuttals were kind of lacking. She didn't, the
Yeah,
problem
but
was it
how can
sounds
you
like she didn't
rebut
watch the
when?
trial. Sounded like she didn't watch the
Yeah,
trial though,
I
right?
get that, but I actually think neither one. Like I see that where Laura, she's like trying to say whatever she's saying, but that whole top doctor award and not having her facts straight were and then with CVX, I kind of, for me, she won when she made that noise.
That was comedic timing, just perfect. That was perfection.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even know what kind of noise that was, but it was such the
it was
appropriate response to
hysterical.
what was said.
Yeah, it
That
was
was
like
beautiful.
something like
No, it was so. Yeah, these women were going at it over George Floyd, and it was really funny because they were
yeah,
heated, and it turned into like a full blown hair pulling, cat, scratching type fight on this live stream, and the one girl Laura was going off, right, and after she finished this tirade, see this other chick who I don't like, but she made this noise that just summed up the entirety of their whole argument perfectly. And it was, you would have to see it. It was just one of those things though, where it was so, even
But
Tracy was laughing, right?
at that point, Tracy had led on that Urban Disciples and Ollie. So she didn't know, nor did I, who made the noise. And so when Tracy went, what's that noise?
You did that. I know. I laughed so hard.
And CVX said, that was me.
Oh, God, that's funny.
Because the
What a
timing was
shit show,
perfect.
man.
Are these all these crazy lunatics who spend
Yes,
their
these
time
are
talking?
these elderly net nannies who can't seem to keep it together amongst themselves when they go off topic. Like, you notice that they go off topic and it's like everything goes to hell.
Yeah,
you know,
but
they're
Ollie
talking
and the other one
start off talking about George Floyd and then go, anyway, that Tiffany's a fucking bitch.
they can unite over their hatred of me, but when it goes to a normal topic like George Floyd or something, they all come to pieces, and it's like there's death threats in the chat. There's like, I mean, they just vulgar words being yelled, noises being made. It was like seriously watching a bunch of just well, they are lunatics. You know what I mean, Tracy? Like that was such a display of their character. Like they don't like each other. You know,
well,
nobody likes each other.
Was in the chat room, in the the printing part of it all. When Ollie left this panel was when Urban Disciples was going to go on there, or was or wasn't, right? So she left the panel and is in the chat room explaining why she left. Because of Urban and something about pictures of,
I don't know about all that.
I don't know anything about it. So in the meantime, in the chat room, there's an argument going on. And in the live stream, on the panel, there's a live stream going on.
And then the knitting lady, then the knitting lady started to get in on something, right? The knitting lady, the lady knitting the bag started to get pissed. And then Ollie came up. I mean, that was
about.
I have no idea. I've stayed away from that whole Denise Mateau corner of the internet. It's too weird for me. Like, I don't even understand what the hell they're talking about 90% of the time. So I don't have a clue.
But Ollie was mad that, that she had blocked Urban, I guess, in the room, and then Lulz unblocked him.
She put a fucking comment on one of my live streams, man, about 2 months after it. Something about contacts me. I need to speak to you about something, and I didn't have a fucking clue. It was Truth Convoy.
Who?
That Denise Truth Convoy. And then I just said I was in a private hangout with Scotty and that, and I was like, does anyone know who this Denise whatever is? And Scotty just went, "That's Truth Convoy. You've made the big time." And I just fucking deleted the comment, man. Fucked it off. I was like,
that was probably smart. She's a little bit different. She's a little bit different. I mean, I don't know.
That was the first time I've ever seen her. But the the argument between Ollie and Lulz, Ollie gets on the panel because Tracy goes, "Ollie, can you come up and do something here?" Like meaning, simmer these people down, break it up. So Ollie starts her calm talking, going, and so this is what I'd like to say, everybody, people, is I blocked Urban Disciples, and she starts going off about Lulz and
hello everybody.
Now they're arguing. Yes, now they're arguing and fighting, and Urban Disciples and all of them, Denise, all of them. Now they were all fighting. This is where my question.
A lot of them, some of them are out of my pocket, and a lot they'll be arguing. Then they'll be friends next week. Then they'll be arguing again. They'll be arguing with different people. Then friends with different people. It's all a fucking shit.
It is, but this is the thing, right? With TI, there's an excellence there or whatever. She is in when she was in the chat room, because you know how she can type stuff, right? She was in there and she said, "Don't block Urban Disciples." So it was her that wanted him unblocked. And then when she knew Ollie didn't like him, and she brought him up, just like she brought Laura up when CVX and her were fighting back and forth between the chat and the panel. She brought them all up. Like she wanted that.
That's what good friends do. They garden, they sow the seeds of this kind of drama. That's what a good friend do. That's what they do.
Yeah,
That's what a great friend. Oh, you
yeah,
don't like
like
them? Oh, hold
like
on
she
1 second. Just
organized
give me a
it.
second here.
Exactly.
Look who it
That's
is,
exactly
everybody.
what she did. Yep. Brought them all
That's what.
up to argue. And
Yeah.
then she kept going,
She
I
sat there
don't
and
know what's
laughed.
going on here. I don't know what's going on
Yeah.
here.
Well,
Yeah. But
then what
she
she
brought it up.
typically does is she'll leave. Normally, what she'll do is she'll leave the live stream and just leave everybody there to claw each other's throats out, which is beautiful. She'll be in the chat being like, I don't know. What's going on? What happened? The chat said the panel's gone mad. She'll be in the chat saying that. And it's like, dude, you let all of these people in there.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
exactly what's going on. It's so funny.
Exactly. Yeah. She was like, but it was art. It was a work of art. I was glad. And then when I saw your video today and you kept saying Tracy, and I'm like, oh,
Did
did
you
I
think
just,
I was talking about you?
I did
Yeah.
until you
Yeah, no,
got
I
to
wasn't. I wasn't talking about you.
well, because when you,
I was talking
then
about
you
the other
said
Tracy. I was very
extensive,
mad at her. I was very upset with her. I said I was done and all that, but then I did that live and I was very, very upset with the things that they were saying about you, and I've just felt that was really uncalled for because you hadn't done anything. All you did was defend me, and it
James makes
really
a good, I don't
bothered
mean to
me.
interrupt you. James makes a good point here. He says, and they try to say I set Ollie up on my stream because I let others on.
Exactly, James.
Yeah,
Exactly. I
yeah.
didn't know she was going on there. Somebody messaged me when she was on there and said, Ollie's on James's live stream right now talking mad shit. And I went over there and I was pissed. And
That's true though. They do. They did it, and that was amongst themselves. That wasn't even other people's live stream. And so they've been bitching about that particular incident for a while. And they're just what he said, it's spot on.
well, it's all relative. It's, who's the biggest victim? What my channel used to be called? Look at me, I'm the giant victim tour in 2021. That's all it is. And the problem within
No,
them
but
is they
as
all want to
for
be
letting
the
people
biggest
come on,
victim. Well, see, here's what's
like
going to start
yeah,
happening, Tracy, is their little spin, their little tactic of spin, deflect, lie, blah, blah. It works fine amongst, when it's on other people. But now that there's this schism in the group, they're going to start doing it to each other. And that won't work anymore. It won't work. It'll start being personal. And then these people are all going to come unglued, and it's just going to be, it'll be ring around the rosy, group 2 then, and then it'll be group 3, and it'll just keep going and going as long as there are people participating, right? But I mean, none of the things these people say are true. I mean, the way they try to make it out with you and what they did to you, all of a sudden they were some sort of victim. It just makes me sick, and I'm not responding to them anymore or anything like that. But I'm just saying that made me mad, and they're really, really, weren't they going off on me because they thought I was going after you? Wasn't that like my crimes against humanity that they wanted to crucify me for? But now,
yeah,
now
and they
you've
were
got
so mad when they were like, "Oh,
yeah,
why don't we'll pay for a attorney fund for you so you can say, she's harass." I said, I was getting a headache, right? And I remember the live stream, right? There was like
yeah,
their big brigade, saving me kind of thing, right?
yeah. You were their champion cause at that point, weren't you?
Yeah,
You
and
were
I was
like
in the live, I was in the chat room, not on the panel, and I
yeah,
was just listening to them all talking, and Laura, she was, talking about, oh, I'm a paralegal and I'm blah 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 blah, all this crap, and I'm like, I don't want, I, I don't want like an attorney. I don't even think that it's not, I just wanted like a pleasant place to be.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it
yeah.
wasn't pleasant even to be there. Like, I felt like they wanted me to,
Anxious.
yeah, and I got a headache,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, and so I remember the particular live stream where they kept talking about a legal fund, and I said, I don't have that much against her to even want to have her. They were, oh, you can call the police, we can give you her address. I don't want her address. I don't want to call the police.
well, the funny
I
thing was is I was on, if you go back, if I were to go back in this one particular video, I tried to send you smoke signals. I'm like, look, I know you think these people are your friends, but just let me tell you from experience, you're stepping into a snake pit right now. Like this, you could run,
Yeah.
run,
I
run.
didn't really
You know?
think they were my friends. At that point, I didn't think I had much friends at all on YouTube. You
Hey,
know?
hey, listen, ladies, I'm going to bounce and leave you to get on with it. It was lovely speaking to you, Tracy. And Tiffany, if anyone asks, you don't know me, okay?
Do you
Okay.
want to drop the link to your channel? Do you have a channel,
No, my
right?
channel's wiped. I left YouTube months and months ago, and I'm in the
Did
background.
you?
Yeah, there's only about 2 channels I'll go on now. I'm a bit fucking. So you should be very fucking on it. No,
I do feel that way because you're very
I'm on. I'm
funny.
on. You know, nah, I left a few months ago, man. Yeah,
Aw,
all
and
got
you're
a
so
bit.
funny too. Like you should absolutely.
Well, I came here for a laugh and to have some good debates, and then when people started emptying their poison minds, I fucked with a few of them. They couldn't take it, so they went into a victim lap. Oh my god, I can't believe it! It's like, well, don't fucking step to people, man. You know what I mean? And then I just fucked it off and thought. So now I just, I'm somewhere, but not usually on panels. But
Right.
I almost broke into Barbara Streisand right now.
What
you broke into? Oh, you were gonna sing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People who need people.
Oh, yeah.
From Cats.
No, sing it all. Sing it all. Go on.
No.
Go ahead.
Nothing.
All right.
No,
listen,
no.
yeah,
I need my microphone to do that. Otherwise, it's going to sound like. Tracy, what did you tell me when you heard my Whitney Houston? What did you say? You were underwhelmed, or you thought it was going to be better?
I never said I was underwhelmed. Nuh-uh.
You said you were expecting more.
It. No, I said I was expecting at the end. I was waiting for you to, that big.
Oh, hit the money note.
Nothing, and you ended it before you got there. That's what it was. Like I was really enjoying your performance. I wasn't
really?
saying underwhelmed. I was enjoying it. That I was like all the way through, and then I was getting to the end. I was like, "How's she gonna do it? Is she gonna how is she gonna hit this note? Will she just change?
I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah."
And I'm waiting for. I have nothing, and there was nothing. And there was nothing.
You did have nothing.
Yeah, she ended it abruptly. Boom. And I was like, what?
That's disgusting. To let your audience and your fans down like that, I think.
Well, how about this, Tracy? I'll redo it for you today. I'll re-record it, and I will give you that power ending that you wanted. No matter how bad it sounds, I'll do it.
Yeah, like just you can adjust it to your voice, anything you want.
Yeah, I will do it, Tracy. Listen, I will do it for you. I'll gargle with some
going live.
Tiptoe through the tulip.
What?
I'm going live.
Why?
I'm going to play you Whitney Houston on my channel. We need the big ending.
No. Oh, no.
You're actually live tonight for one night only. Tiff, who I don't know, singing something I don't know about having nothing. That'll be good.
If you're going to do it, you got to.
That's a fucking 1,000. That's a fucking K stream right there. Yes, I.
If you're going to do it, though, you got to do it with I have to have the full lineup of tunes. So I have to have, Barbara Streisand, Barry Gibb, and then I also need to do Celine Dion, Power of Love.
Yeah.
And then I also need to do Tiptoe Through the Tulips. That's another favorite of mine. By James D. And then I need to do, what's my other one? Oh, Vision of Love, Mariah Carey. And then some Phantom of the Opera.
Well, that should be pretty easy. If all you're doing is Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, and Mariah Carey, then that should be a walk in the park.
We could act out Phantom of the Opera, and I could be the Phantom.
Oh, you want to?
I'd do it.
We'll do music of nighttime sharpens. Don't get me going.
I don't even know any of the songs.
Phantom of the Opera is here. God, I can't even do the Phantom anymore. I used to be fantastic, but this is effortless for me. You know what I mean? I don't even have to try.
Fantastic.
What you need to do is start saying. What you need to do is start when people put you on the spot and say, "Sing." Say, "I don't do free gigs, man. That's how good I am. I don't do free gigs."
No, but you should have heard her do Tiptoe Through the Tulips. She did a good version.
I told her I was going to learn how to sing it in Russian. and I was going to play the ukulele and sing it to her in Russian, and I could not find a Russian translation of Tiptoe Through the Tulips to save my life. I thought, oh, no problem. Somebody in Russia sang this before, right? No. Nobody has sang Tiptoe Through the Tulips in Russian, sadly. So I failed. I did find a
No,
Chinese
sir,
version,
she
though, that I
sang
could
it
have sang.
like regular, and it was good. Even
Yeah.
Iggy Wiggy liked it.
Doesn't the Chinese version of Tiptoe Through the Tulips go "Tato for the tulips"?
No.
That's easy. Fucking hell, man. Russian, I would have been impressed, but Chinese. Tato for the tulips. That's
No,
easy. What the fuck, man? Fucking hell.
Oh, you done did it. You done did us now. People everywhere going live.
I don't know.
And Tiffany support. He actually lives racism towards the Chinese. Oh God.
Oh my God.
You done did us then
Now
with
just
that,
sing it regular, you actually. Sing it.
It's what, sorry?
Sing Tiptoe Through the Tulip.
No, I'm so good I don't do free gigs. No, I'm not gonna sing. Someone heard me sing recently, but I don't know who it was because I don't know that person.
Oh, Tiffany,
what did
you
we
heard
sing?
him sing.
What did we sing? I don't remember singing anything.
He probably sang "Endless Love" to you.
My first love.
You guys did a duet. My love.
Tracy, you know what's so funny is that was pretty damn close. That was pretty damn close. What was it? What song was it?
Yeah, actually.
Look at this face. I know the years are showing. I can't do the next part.
That's not Endless Love. That's fucking. That's Aaron Neville, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know much.
Yeah, that's that one.
And that may be. Yeah.
Yeah, but he does a Bee Gees fucking all the way through.
So he's saying the Aaron Neville part.
I tapped out pretty fast because I can't do much of that
Islands
song.
in the Stream? You guys can sing that.
How's that go?
Islands in the stream, that is what we are.
Oh, yeah.
Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, no, it was wrote by the Bee Gees, though, wasn't it? For Parton and Rogers. Yeah. There you go.
Probably.
Fucking music facts.
All right, then you guys sing it. Sing it.
Islands in the stream. I don't know how that song goes.
All right, sing one you both know. How about Grease? Tell me about it, stud. I got two, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control.
Or there's how's that one song that she sings go? I can't remember right now.
What was devoted to you?
Guess mine is not the first heart broken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know. There's just no getting over you. That wasn't that bad. I was actually think I was in tune.
You were good. And then you purposely took yourself off tune. You don't want to be good. You don't want to bless the world with your angelic voice.
There you go.
No, that was the best I could do.
You did great. And then you said, you know what? I'm doing too good for this free gig.
You can send me PayPal, Cash App.
Sing Wonderwall, Jeff.
Wonder Woman.
Champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me. Something behind the landslide, the mudslide, in the champagne supernova. Isn't that how it goes?
Is that a real song?
Oh, beneath the landslide, yeah. But yeah.
You said behind the mudslide.
I knew it was some sort of a slide. Oh, Donna, yeah, now here comes Donna, who can actually sing very, very beautifully. Donna has a gorgeous voice.
Mud wrestling.
Donna has a beautiful voice. I've watched Donna's channel before, and I'm like, damn it, Donna.
But you did sound wicked good when you were doing just that Hopelessly Devoted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Even without my mic?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Oh
good.
my gosh, it didn't even warm up or gargle any salt or cum or.
That's what I'm saying. Like you do sing good, and you think you don't. Gargle with cum? Did you say?
No, I was just kidding. It was the whole,
that's so
sore
funny.
throat.
Well,
sore throat.
I mean, far be it for me to say, but I sent a free shipment.
Here, let's do Barry Gibb and Barbara Streisand.
I don't give a fuck.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. I forgot how the first part goes.
How's it go?
There was a time when we were down and out and we cried. There was a place where we were starting over. We let the vow break. We let the heartache
What's
in.
the name of the
Who's
song?
sorry now? Hold on, I'm getting to it. Who's sorry now? What kind of fool? What kind of fool tears it apart, leaving me in sorrow?
I don't know.
Losing you
I
now,
do know Don't Go Breaking My
wondering
Heart.
why. Where will we be tomorrow? Was there a moment when I cut you down? Oh, played a... Okay, now I'm getting all too into it.
That's right. She's like on a roll, man. I wish I
You
knew the
don't
song
know that
so I could
song?
join in. No, I don't know the words, but I do know Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Oh, I do know that. Don't go breaking my heart.
I couldn't if I tried.
Yeah. Oh,
Wait,
honey, you might be reckless or
baby, you're not that kind. Dun, 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 dun.
don't go breaking my heart.
You take the... Oh, wait. You put the light in my life. Is that it? Yeah. No, wait a
And
minute.
honey, when I get reckless or homeless.
Okay. Let me get homeless.
Ooh, nobody
now you sing,
knows it.
Yakri.
I've been singing all this time, but unfortunately I was muted.
Yeah, but you gotta go. Nobody
Sorry.
knows.
When I was down,
I was your clown.
ooh,
See,
nobody knows
could do the
it.
guy part, and me and you could do the girl together. Do the girl.
Right from the start.
I ripped a fart.
Oh, I gave you my heart. That's
Oh.
actually one of my go-to karaoke duets that I love to do.
Ripped a fart?
No. Elton John. I love Elton John.
See, I don't know if she hears that I said I ripped a fart.
What you did? Well, don't tell everybody that. That's what Ollie was doing on her live stream when she was yelling at Fiction Fighter. It was embarrassing.
But I didn't rip a fart.
Oh, are you ad-libbing the word?
I ripped a fart.
I gotcha.
I was doing my little Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, you know what? I was so engrossed in my tunes. I really do enjoy singing, though, you guys. It's unfortunate that I have such a bad voice because
I don't think you're as bad as you're saying. So I think that's a bit of bullshit.
I know what we could do as a threesome.
Ooh.
Hang on a minute.
It's Love Shack.
All right, there's 2 songs, right? Listen to this. This is straight from Manchester, England. There's 2 songs that if anyone ever fucking listens to one, plays them, they go to the electric chair. Groove is in the fucking Heart by D-Light and B-52 Love Shack. You've been told. Warned, people, warned. Electric chair, straight away. Sorry.
What word isn't prudent? What word don't you like prudently? What did you say, Tracy?
The guy who sings in that song, do you know the guy who sings in that Love Shack? Oh, fuck. Great song, man.
And yeah, Love Shack. I thought he was going to sing for us. I thought he actually was just about to sing. No.
I'm Tiff's agent. I don't sing. I take the bookings.
Yeah. Last night they were talking about when they were saying about sex lines, phone sex, stuff like that. I can't remember if I thought it or if I said it. And I was like, if I thought it or said it, Tiffany would be good at that.
Who? Who, me?
Yeah, What'd you would be good at, phone sex.
Oh my God.
Not that I know from experience. I just imagined it. No, sorry.
Hush, woman.
I'm only kidding.
Do I put off that vibe? Is that the kind of vibe I put off?
Not a vibe. It's you have a nice voice. Don't you agree, actually?
Oh, gotcha. I was like, boy.
Tiffany's the most amazing woman on the planet, as I said when I first entered the chat room.
What did he
All
say?
right, joke's over, Yaks. Joke's over, Yaks. Moments past, Yaks.
Right, it's horrendous. Singing is
It's
terrible.
horrendous. I still want to know what word prudently doesn't like, so I know not to
Fart.
say it.
She doesn't like fart.
Oh,
The word
yeah.
fart. and
Do you say
you
it a
know
lot?
what? When I said it, it went through my head that prudently said, I hate that word. And then there she was, like my mom, like watching, like she'd been watching me. What did I say about that word? I felt
my
like,
goodness.
I got caught.
Hey, what happened? Tracy, I thought we were going to be the Blue Man Group. I bought all the blue paint and
And you got
I
half your
bought a
feet done.
what are those things with the bells on it? Tambourine.
Tambourine. It's tambourine, right?
Yeah.
Tambourine?
Hang on a minute. You told me you was an
Tambourine.
Oasis fan. You told me you was an Oasis fan. You don't know what a tambourine is? I'm going. Tambourine.
I
man.
never said I liked Oasis. All I said is I thought they only made one song.
Yeah, they make what did they make? Oasis.
I'm cloned.
You can't name. Okay, this is the problem with Americans. Name one Oasis song, Tracy, and people in the chat. One Oasis song. Their only song they sing.
Midnight at the Oasis. No,
Oh my god. How about the chat? Anybody in the chat? One Oasis song, their only song. Come on, what is it? Somebody's got to
I am
know.
a magnet and you are steel. Is it?
No.
What is it? Well,
It's
who
that
sings
one I
that
sing
climax?
Wonderwall. Someday you
There
will
we go.
find me.
There we go. That's not Wonderwall, Tiff. Jesus, that's
Look at the
There you
chat. I want
There you go.
everybody to
Three
take
people.
note of the
Three
chat.
people.
Look at the
Three
chat.
people. Three people.
Wonderwall.
Wonderwall.
This is fucking terrible, man. Where the fuck's Scotty? This is all Scotty's fault.
They all
you
know
know
it. I didn't.
I'm not gonna fucking hear the end of this.
Okay. Yeah, thank you everybody. I appreciate that. That was my test.
I don't know the song. How does it go again?
You and I may never die. Blah 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 blah
oh my god.
blah 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 blah.
That's Champagne Supernova.
Oh, that's Champagne Supernova too?
No,
Fuck.
no. Wonder.
Your body is a wonder wall. No, that's not it.
It's Wonderland.
How's that song go? Wonderwall.
It's gone really weird.
I can't remember how it goes.
I don't know it.
Wonderwall. Fuck. How's that song go?
I don't know. Living in England, though. Maybe
Wonderwall.
like.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I don't know that. How old are you actually, if you don't mind me asking?
23.
You are not, liar. Yeah.
It's 56.
Shout out to Kelly Jones. You'll always be 23. I am 56. Fuck off. I'm 46, but in terms of appearances, just think of someone who looks younger than Tiffany.
So you look about 16.
No, you don't.
Just remember when Wham?
Maybe it does.
No, not at all. Of course I don't, Tiff. No.
But how does Wonderwall go? No, I'm really struggling with this. How the hell
you
does
guys
Wonderwall
keep talking?
go?
I gotta get something to drink. Keep talking.
Okay, but how does Wonderwall go?
No idea. I don't even know what it is. What is a Wonderwall? Anyone know?
A Wonderwall?
There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Yeah? I said maybe you're going to be the one that saves me, and after all, you're my Wonderwall. Should know.
Oh, yeah. So maybe.
Every fucking American knows it.
You're going to be the one that saves me, and after all, that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Spot on. Yes.
Yeah, but that's like seriously, nobody knows any other Oasis songs out here. Like they don't even know Champagne. They don't even know that they sing Champagne Supernova. I thought that and Wonderwall were the same damn song.
That's why Scotty trolls to fucking shout at me daily, hourly.
I'm going to screen cap this and show it to him.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't make him any fucking worse.
No, that was funny though. That was beautiful.
I know he's otherwise detained.
No, but nobody else knows any Oasis songs out here though. That's just like, you know what I mean? That's just they came and they went with Wonderwall.
Yeah, they came and they went. What's the story? Morning Glory sold 40 million fucking copies and became the third biggest.
Well, not here though. Not in the US. We had too many good bands at that point.
Yeah, you did.
Are you talking about in England in the 80s?
No, that was like the mid 90s. There was a lot of good bands back then though. Remember, like we had a lot of good music, like mid 94, 95. Like there's, we had a little bum rush of like some good artists, and then they all went away.
Rachel Reed said the lyrics to Wonderwall is, "Today is going to be the day that they're going to throw it back at you, or back to you."
Yes.
Today is going to be the day that they're going to throw it back to you. By now, I should know. I got into country. That's how it goes.
Currently says, "Hey,
I never liked that song very much, though. To be honest with you,
You're fun.
I kind of like it.
No, I really didn't, though. I really didn't. I like Champagne Supernova, but
I don't know that song.
Was that 20 years ago? Dom and NYC? Or wait, Dominic?
Yeah.
Boy, did I read that wrong. Oh my God.
Dominic Seifert.
Dominic in New York. 20,
no, I thought it was Dom. Like Dom in NYC. I thought he was advertising.
Dude, Dominic.
In NYC. Oh.
Never 30 years ago, dude. 94 was the first fucking. Yeah.
It was
the other way about now. About you now. Yeah. Oh, I like that song. I do like that song. Huh. But see, that's what happened back then. They would make one, in the 80s, the whole entire album or cassette was good. Now,
I remember you guys. I bought my two first cassettes I ever bought was Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. I was on vacation with a girlfriend, and I was in junior high. My mom found them when I came back, and I got in so much trouble. She was so mad.
Yeah, that's good. Good, mother, because I was going to say
what
the
are you
same
doing? Listen to this garbage.
I do the same thing.
It's Snoop Dogg. That's not garbage. It's gangster rap. She's like, "You're not listening to this shit in my house," and stomped on him. I was like,
that would work. Like that wouldn't work with me either. I'd be like, "You don't listen to gangster or anything."
Yeah, no, it didn't go over well. I listened to a lot of Led Zeppelin when I was a kid. I thought I was allowed to listen to Ozzy. I was allowed to listen to Black Sabbath, but not Snoop Dogg. Go figure that one out. But it's okay.
You'd rather, right? You said, yeah.
Well, no, that's what I was allowed to, but yeah.
Well, Black Sabbath.
I don't know. I liked a little Snoop Dogg. I still like a little Snoop Dogg every now and then.
I mean, I think the only song I know by him is Gin and Juice. Have you ever heard Richard Cheese?
Yes.
Isn't he funny?
Yes. He is hilarious.
So funny. The way
he's the guy who plays the piano, right? And sings the rap songs like they're jazz.
Yeah, they're like jazz. Any song he does, like they're jazz. Like, in the name of, and what's that one? My neck, my back.
Oh yeah.
And he does it, like the real dirty way to my crack,
But he's sitting there playing the piano, and he
sings and there's like a guy on the bass doing it too. Yeah, like. Yeah. Oh God, so funny.
Yeah, it's absolute comedy. No, but the thing that makes him so good is the fact that he is good. He's a good performer. Has a good voice. He's good on the piano, so he pulls it off like really well. You wouldn't know right away what he's singing. Then you hear the lyrics and you're like, wait a second, what's he saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny.
You can't help but tap your feet you know, like to
Yeah.
what he's saying or whatever. And that's why I could picture him playing somewhere where there's like elderly people and people dancing to it, you know, and not even real, you know, they might eventually hear that he's saying, lick me all the way to my crack, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How he remount, yeah, he does a good job. There's also a person out there who plays well, no, doesn't actually, I'm probably the only one who cares about this, but they play all the Tool songs like on classical piano.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, they do. It's really good.
Have
I
you
used to play
seen
it for
Tool?
cash when he was a baby.
Yeah, actually, do you know who Tool is?
I do now. I like him. Yeah. All right. Good shit. Good shit.
I
I'm
don't
one of
think
those
he
weirdo.
knows.
I'm
Does
one
he?
of
Does
those
he
weirdo
just?
tool heads.
Sorry.
Those weirdos. Not a lot of people know Tool, I think, outside of sorry, I'm putting pants on because I've been doing this whole live stream without any pants. Oh my god. And that's what's going on.
Oh my god,
Oops.
that's so funny. That's so funny.
I was just changing. I thought you could hear the zipper when I zipped it, and I didn't want to sound like a weirdo, so I figured I better explain.
No, you definitely
yeah,
didn't sound like a
that sounds
weirdo.
way better.
You've just told everyone you were doing a live stream about pants on, but you don't sound like a weirdo. It's cool.
Yeah, and nobody heard the zipper, by the way.
Oh, they didn't.
Yeah. That was you just busted yourself out. Never mind.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That'll
Right,
be
I'm gonna
on
bounce.
the now. That'll be the next rip right there.
I've got to go away tomorrow. I'm going away, so I've got to bounce. But it's been a pleasure, Tracy.
It certainly has been. Thank you so
And-
much.
Nice
Yeah,
seeing you
that's-
around, Yax.
Yeah, nice seeing you around, Tiff. I'll see you somewhere. I don't know. I'll catch up with you on a stream or something sometime.
Alrighty.
Later. All right, later.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Anytime at all,
Bye.
actually.
Yeah,
Don't forget
I'll
the thumbs up. Don't forget the thumbs up.
I'll do it with both my accounts right now. Okay.
Thank you.
See you
Appreciate
later.
it.
Bye.
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 That was a pleasure.
Yeah. He's fun.
No,
He's
really.
nice. Yeah, he's nice.
Funny. Wicked funny.
Yes.
He's so funny. I laughed a lot.
I know, that's good. That's good. I like when you laugh. I like when I laugh. I like when everybody laughs. We should all be laughing, you know? What the hell? What's going on,
I know,
man?
right?
Life's too
So-
short. We should all be laughing.
I gotta say, yeah, until you came and finally said my name, you know, SG in your video, I was like, because you go, and we've had extensive talks about conversations we've had, and I'm like, we have had extensive conversations.
Oh gosh,
Excuse
I'm so
me.
sorry. I should have, you know what? I'm normally conscientious of that and I specify, but I was so frustrated at that point in that day in that video.
Well, you did start to specify.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I think it did dawn on me at some point, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
I just felt the need to-
you know, the situations where the breast cancer you were talking about and Tracy and
Well, the thing is, Tracy, is I find myself what's the word I'm looking for? Censoring myself a lot, right? Like I find myself biting my tongue a lot about things. And, not that I'm, want to be, psycho on people and go off and, just yell and scream and stuff, but I do think that I censor a lot. I bite my tongue a lot, and I just wanted to for a few minutes vent
go off.
about how let it
Yeah.
out because I was just very frustrated, and that was me doing that. And I went back and I listened to it, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like I thought it was going to sound a lot more offhand,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I just don't. I don't like people dragging you into shit just because you stated your opinion. I think that was very, very ugly, and I think those people are absolutely disgusting, and so do a lot of other people. I'm not the only one who feels that way. So
somebody had put something in the room. I don't know if I can even find it now. It was up further, and it said, "Survivor." Remember when JWJ told you to hitch your wagon to Ollie's horse because she had the information on everything about YouTube. Now, I don't really know what that really means, but it kind of reminds me of not Hitch My Wagon to Ollie's Horse. I don't remember
I
anything
do
like that,
remember
but
that. I remember
was
that,
that
Tracy.
live?
I remember that.
Was it on a live stream?
Um, I don't know. I can't answer that, but I do remember that being brought up.
See, like I remember the night that she said to me, I want you to talk to this person because it wasn't on, public, it was private, She
Mm-hmm.
said, because they know a lot about live. Bye, James. You know what? I've got my fucking thing all the way back. He left a while ago. I'm responding to a while ago. Thank you, Yaxley, for coming on. I appreciated it so much. But I remember having a conversation like privately with her when she said, I want you to talk to this person. They know a lot about YouTube and can explain to you this, that, and the other thing. And she said, don't be mad that this is the person. But the thing is, I had never had any kind of interaction with Ollie at all,
Mm-hmm.
prior to that night before everything like kind of, hitting the fan.
Yeah.
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 I thought oral Ollie was Ollie in Tom's live stream, and I was only there one time before she got blocked, oral Ollie. But then
Wait,
Ollie
you
said that,
did?
yeah, it did. I really did. I thought that was her
That's
name. I was like, who
funny.
the fuck would name themselves oral? You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So all that time, I didn't know anything about her. I mean, I knew that he didn't like it, but that's where that came from. I don't remember her ever saying hook your wagon to her unless she was being derogatory to me.
Yeah, I remember that, and I'm thinking it must have been in a live stream. I'm not positive, but I do remember something like that being said. I didn't retain it because it wasn't important. I didn't think it was that big of it, but it does strike a
Rings
memory
a
in there. I
bell.
can't.
Like something rings a bell, but yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
didn't
I
know.
don't know why it rings a bell or
Me
what,
neither,
but
but I don't know if it's because I mentioned to you about her saying, "Oh, talk to this person. They know a lot about YouTube privately." And then she said, "But it's
I'm going to say this publicly about Jules. Here's what I'll say about Jules. Jules really, when she first showed up and first noticed her, she was really running around, kind of sticking her nose in lots of different people's areas, right? And asking a lot of questions. To me, it struck me as being very odd, because she was showing up in these live streams of people that I've known for years and kind of like, hey, can I talk to somebody offline about, I have some questions about some people. And it struck me as being very weird, right? And I'm just going to lay it all out there right now about this. And as I kind of watched this play out, and I spoke with her a few times, she seemed very nice and genuine. But the problem is that I started to see a very disingenuous side to her, and it was unfortunate. And then, then I started to see her lie about things a lot, and things that had happened and things she had said. And then, especially the lack of apology to you, is what really did me in with her. She just backpedaled and deflected away from that. And I don't think she really ever has apologized to you for saying you have Munchausen's. I mean, she is a nurse. She's a
yeah."
nurse.
It's just
And for
but
somebody
even
like her to go,
the whole
mm-hmm,
support that she gets from people who knew me for like over a
mm-hmm.
year before I even had cancer, and people I would talk to on the phone, people I had known. It was kind of
The thing that I found so ironic about her is the minute I said something to you in a comment about, I understand why you feel that way, she was all over those comments. And then she was texting me, right, and saying, demanding that I speak to her at that moment when I was out to dinner, and so she can explain herself. And she left a few very derogatory type statements in these comments about you that never had happened, and that it was just very bizarre. I saw a side to her that was really, really weird. It was very scary almost, you know. It was like, you need to talk to me right now. And I'm like, huh? I don't need to talk to you ever again if I don't want to. I don't, you're just shut your mouth. Like, what are you saying? You know, it was very like polar opposite of who she
It's
presented
weird
herself
how
as.
she came to me, you know, like in the beginning, right? And she was like, "Oh, I got kicked off Tom's channel too, and I seen you on there. You were very nice. You were the mod, and you welcomed me. I remember that and all this stuff, you know." So she, you know, she was very nice to me, and then started her channel, and I did, you know, was a mod, and I shared it out feverishly for that first month. I made like videos shouting out, and not that I have, you know, much power or anything, but you know, a lot of people that are there are from, you know, my circle of friends that some don't even speak to me anymore. You know, God knows why. Evidently,
Right,
because
right,
they
right.
do believe maybe lies that, you know, how like you said you saw lies that weren't true, but they've known me for a long time. And one of them was on the phone with, or they were in the room even when it occurred, the whole Munchausen thing. And that's what shocks me most. It doesn't shock me one person's behavior, like her behavior. It did shock me. It does. Because to me, that's weird. Because I saw the same thing you did, her reaching out to people saying, can you get a hold of me? Can you call me? Like, I saw that on the Chosen One victim support channel.
Well, when you and I finally spoke and you explained to me that some of these people that had been in, you know, around and involved in this dialogue had known you for at least a year prior to all this, it blew me away. I was shocked. I was
Yeah,
absolutely shocked by that, because that was just like, no wonder you were upset. Like, I would have been extremely upset. You know, that blew me away, and I felt so bad because what a bunch of assholes, man. Like, what a bunch of
even the
absolute
mods on
assholes.
Tom's channel, I knew for over a year. And when this person came along saying, you know, wither away and die, bitch, you know, they ran over and encouraged. There was so much things going on that I was overwhelmed with.
Well, I
And
think
you, I
sadly what
only
happened
ever
to
knew
you,
as not so concerned. Like, I didn't know you really.
no, no. And I think I think the thing that happened is that I think somebody cloned you and was emailing Tom,
Yep.
and that turned Tom on you. I think somebody cloned you and was going into these live streams and saying really weird stuff. And I think nobody had the mental fortitude to put two and two together and be like, oh, wait a second, this isn't actually her doing these things. This is some asshole out there who's trying to implicate her for this really weird behavior. And then it all hit the fan. And then I think the catalyst, the cherry on the top of the shit Sunday, was Jules going into Ollie's live and saying what she said, and then running with a racket after that to try and cover her ass, right? Because of how horrible the thing she did was so horrible when she did that. She then had to backpedal with it, and she's been backpedaling with it ever since, trying to vilify you in some sort of way, right? And now I can say with confidence, after we've interacted now for a few months, um, nothing that any of these people have said about you is even remotely close to any ounce of truth, right? And the way you handle yourself, the way you interact with them, all those things are lies, right? Everything they have said to try and make you out to be this person that they could then excuse their behavior with, right, is not true. And I think, you know, they should all be really ashamed of themselves, because
The amazing thing is,
what a
though,
cheap
Tiff,
trick.
is that they knew it wasn't true before she came along, right? They were
Yep.
friends with me. They knew all this stuff even before the cancer. They knew that I was a good person, you know, part of like, you know, encouraging and, you know, friendly. And they knew all this. Like, why all of a sudden did I become a type of
Tracy, I don't
person?
know. I don't know why it all happened. I think what it boils down to is the fact is they all acted so poorly based on their own um, gassing each other up, and you know, just being nasty people in general. And I think what it came down to is, and this I can say rings true for Ollie, is whenever she acts poorly, she has to have an excuse. And so they all acted so poorly, they had to turn you into some sort of an excuse for their poor behavior, right? And you were basically the sacrificial lamb for their integrity, which, you know, they
Yeah,
never
the
had to
thing
begin with.
was what blew my mind, right, was whether it happened to me or I was an onlooker watching, was a person who was part of a group for a while, right, a community,
I know.
without cancer, got diagnosed with cancer. And then this,
During, yeah, yeah,
yes, and then this stranger, Jules, a stranger pretty much to these people, comes along and is able to character assassinate me.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
shocking, like
Well,
psychologically
what blew
shocking.
me
In
away is when you showed me Jules and Vern in Tom's live stream a long time ago.
yeah, yeah,
A long time ago, Tracy, talking one after the other. I mean,
yeah,
this isn't like 6 months ago. This is like 8, 9, 10 months ago. What the
yeah,
hell? Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. That's not accidental. That's not
And I was
accidental.
like
And
really shocked.
you have the screenshots of that, and it clearly shows. And that blew me the hell away. I was like, wow, really?
Especially when I'm thinking she's
She's a
new.
fucking weirdo. I'm just gonna say it. She's a goddamn weirdo, and I don't give a shit what she thinks of me saying this. Straight up, she's a shit stirrer. She is
I
a
heard her the
nasty
other day
shit stirrer.
on a channel saying it was her channel, it was her live stream saying she goes, well, we are new, and when we were even newer and only a month old, but we know she's not, right?
No, she's not.
Uh,
Because you showed me proof of that. She
yeah,
is absolutely not new.
but as Jersey with Jules, when they went that way, with that, that she goes, you all know that in our first month, we had a lot of problems and got bullied a lot. She never got bullied, really.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she wanted to be. She kept saying about it, talking about it,
Yeah,
but
no,
nobody was.
she wasn't. I mean, Ollie kind of ran a racket on her for a minute, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, for a little
Saying
bit,
Joe had
but
kids and all that shit. What the fuck?
yeah, well, who knows if he does or doesn't? But I
Yeah,
mean,
I couldn't care either
but
way, but that's about
in
the
her
extent of
mind,
it,
she knows what she did to me
was
and
what she's
blocks
claiming
it.
happened to her. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and blocks it. And people are sitting there in her live stream that were there, in the same live stream and saw it happen. People that I had, like, friendships with, people I talked to on the phone, and they're sitting there in that room listening to her talk as if they are not there because the person she like set out to bully for some reason. And
You know what,
just,
Jeff Spieling?
yeah,
I believe you. I do think that was the case. I think that's 100% true. I do. I do, because I think those issues are still there with her, and it's none of my business. I'm not going to comment further than that, but I don't think those were wrong. I don't. And I think it's really sad
the
state of
paperwork and
affairs
stuff.
when
Is that what
Well,
you're
I think
talking
it's a
about?
real
The
sad
paper?
state of affairs when somebody can use a person who's struggling with a very serious disease as their scapegoat for their being fucking paranoid and weird and trying to garner attention to their channel. Because here's the bottom
That's
line,
what
that's
it
what she
did.
was
And
trying to
at the
do.
end of the day, that's what it
That's all
really
she
kind
was
of
doing.
did.
Hmm.
Yep. At the end of the day, that's what it did. And I
Hmm.
heard her saying in the live stream too the other day, she said, and I'll only like listen for just a bit just to hear if she's still lying, which she does. But I heard her saying, and everybody knows that I will uh, share my phone number with people so I can warn them about other people on YouTube. You know?
The bottom line is her whole purpose behind getting involved in any of this shit and going around all these different live streams was to garner attention for her channel. She was marketing herself, and she was marketing herself to channels that she saw were having a lot of views and a lot of attention because of drama type issues and that were related to this type, she was smart about it. If you can call it that, she was looking for people who liked Tom's channel and the offshoots of that where there was a lot of attention and a lot of drama. And she was going and interjecting herself, right? And she was piggybacking off of that to get more views over on her channel because she knows how this group is, and she knows they will go to the channels like that are similar to Tom's. And that's what she did. That's how she grew her channel so quickly. Right. And it was all intentional. And sadly, she took no mercy on anybody. You know, she found it to be deemed a, you know,
Even Tom, though, think about it. He like blocked me without even saying anything, like on an important day too, like when I was getting these results.
yeah.
And then she claims he blocked her and blah 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 blah, right? But no, next thing, here's, they can all interact and stuff. Before it was, oh, if you talk to this channel, then you're blocked from my channel. But no, it was a whole big, like he made a big production of throwing people off his channel that were talking to me. And, but
That's because somebody cloned you, Tracy, and they were emailing him all kinds of weird shit. I have the emails.
Oh my God. And you know what's crazy? Is I bet you it's not even from the email account.
It's not from your email. It's from an email with Survivor Girl in it. And I know now that's not you.
Right. Right.
So it wasn't
Say
even
no
you.
more about that, right? But now you do know, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to elaborate in details, but I'm just saying,
Yeah. Yep. Because you didn't know till the other day. So, yeah. Nope. I remember I made that video of, and that person too, the V person, he says that he had been emailing him and saying things. And these are that's when I made that video with the Bruin poster. When I said, oh, it's occurring to me now that the same person keeps been,
Yep. That it's mistaken identity.
No, not mistaken identity. At the end, they knew who it was, and they still were letting that guy on there, and he really admits and says he does. You've heard him now. Now he hates, CW. If they would have just listened to me, and instead of like feeling like somebody's doing things for attention, because it was really going on.
Sadly, what he did to you was he worked you up to he trolled you so much and so badly. You got to a point where you felt like you were going crazy, right? And you were responding to that, how anybody else would respond to that. But what it did was he managed to gaslight you into a frenzy, and people were feeding off of your energy and assumed, okay, here's this person who seems to be, well, now let me backtrack that, because he never seemed to be collected. He was doing weird shit. So I don't understand how he managed that, but they all made the wrong choice, and they all made the wrong decision with what was really going on. I even did for a minute. I'm not going to deny that. And it was stupid. But it took me 5 minutes to see through that bullshit and then to figure out what the hell was going on. And it's really sad that so many other people fell into that trap. But I've seen very few apologies issued to you from these people who knew you prior to all this.
Before all that, before you guys were, like alerted to who it was, I was, like trying to, there was a couple of times like I had reached out for help from people without wanting to give names. Like I didn't want to give his name, that person, you know? But for 3 years, when you're watching somebody who's sitting there saying they want to cut your head off, calling you and go, making those faces, you've seen them, in there.
Yeah.
I've
experienced that, Tracy, and I totally get it. And I totally understand where you're coming from with that, because it's bullshit.
And people won't listen. That's cyberbullying, and people sometimes won't believe that it occurs, or they don't want, or they do. Then when they did see that it was occurring, they ran right over and get 100 more subscribers. I mean, that's the sad part of it, whether it happened to me or anybody else, that for that amount of years, people were telling me to keep quiet about it and just ignore him, just ignore him, just ignore him.
Sadly, it's a lot easier for people to dish out advice, right, and ignore the facts or the truth about something than it is to do the right thing. And I don't.
But just like you said, then you thought about it to yourself, and you were going through the same exact thing, and you were having a hard time ignoring as well, because hard.
I can't do it. I try, and I falter every single time I slip it. I try very hard to ignore it, and every single time I falter, and I wind up responding, and I get mad at myself about it. But it's very hard to let people run your name through the mud like they do and not say anything. It takes some qualities that I don't have, right? And you've done a good job. You've been a top tier example of how to do that and how to back yourself out of it in a way and maintain a good positive online presence. And I'm really proud of you for that, because I haven't even known that I can't even figure that shit out, for myself. But it's just it's really unfortunate that I haven't seen more apologies handed out to you from a whole bunch of people over that whole situation. It's really disappointing to me, because a lot of people were wrong and they realize it now, and I know they do. And I think honestly the first stop they should have made once they realized how wrong they were was over to your channel and saying, hey, I'm really sorry.
But
I'm not telling
regardless
people
of
what to
that,
do.
though, Tiffany, like what's going on with you, like how your name gets smeared, and how how people think that the best bet is to just ignore. But thank you, I appreciate that. Jeff, he said I've come a long way with my reactions to them. Um, but the thing is that I was holding it in for years, before that. But I don't know if, like, I'm sure that you have physically, like somebody who physically threatens you, like they're a
Uh-huh.
person that lives near you and they can be. So I went through that for 3 years. And then to go from feeling anxiety and fear all the time of a real person who, that V person is a real person. And yes, granted, they live far away, but you never know what somebody is, thinking. And
Look, Tracy, with everything you're going through, right, with everything you have going on in your real life that is of such a serious nature, to have that motherfucker going on there and doing and saying the things he was saying and needling you the way he was, and then needling other people, your responses were completely appropriate. I don't know if I could have handled myself as calmly as you did at times.
but
You
inside, I
were mad,
wasn't
and you
calm.
were
I was
rightfully mad
living in
because these
fear.
people fucking knew you. Yeah, it's bullshit. The whole thing was bullshit, man, and I feel so badly about it.
You
Um,
shouldn't, because
I
it's
do.
fine. But it was just the whole thing with the YouTube. They should take more notice of cyberbullying and what goes on.
They will be in the coming months. There's going to be some laws that are in the pipeline that will wind up being passed, and all this was really going to go away. You're going to have to start logging into YouTube with an ID. You're going to have to upload your ID, verify your channel, verify your name. Stock accounts are going to be gone. It's going to be over with here soon. This won't last.
Yeah,
This will
that
not
shouldn't be
last.
allowed at all. I can't believe
No.
that they don't say, somebody else already has this username, and you can't. I know there's the thought,
Well, that's what they're going
millions.
to start to do. That's what they're going to start to do. And it's really, it's truly, it's in the pipeline. I have a friend of mine was the champion of this law and the creator of it, and he is getting a lot of traction lately, and it is coming. It is, and YouTube is going to have to be forced to police their own policies finally, which they have failed to do. They, when you get so big that you can't even police your own policies within your platform, something's got to change. There's TOS for a reason, and if you can't even enforce them, then you're failing your subscribers. You're failing you're failing not your subscribers, but you're failing your users, right? You're failing to protect them. And if they don't make a change, they're going to be, I feel they need to be open
Held
to
responsible.
civil litigation for damages, because people ruin people's lives on here, literally. And
Absolutely.
that stupid ass law, I can't remember the name of it, what that protects uh, companies like YouTube and Google and whatnot from civil court, it's got to change. They need to be responsible for not having the foundation and the structure in place to police their own policies. That's the bottom line. It's
Yeah, to
bullshit across the
enforce their
board.
stuff. Yeah. Hi,
Mm-hmm.
Byron. Byron is here too, by the way.
Hi, Byron.
You actually said it has started in Europe. This account of mine I had to verify with photo ID or a bank card. Also, your own account. Wow. See, that
Yeah,
was what
see,
I
and
read.
that's going to be rolling out over here too. That will be happening here too shortly. I give it within the next year, I think. and I'm applauding it. I'm all for it. I think we should have to scan our goddamn IDs every time we log into the internet. People aren't going to poo-poo on me for this. But this is how I feel after being, after being targeted by so many people for so long who had zero repercussions, who went into my real life. I think people need to be accountable for the shit they do online, just like they are in public.
In
Right. So
real
there's
life.
certain laws that you can't break in public without going to jail. The same should be as far as online goes. It's illegal to harass and stalk people in real life, right? It should be online as well. That's
No,
that's
that's
how
the
I
thing
feel.
though with me though, Tiffany. It took so long. It took 3 years before I could finally get the police to, comprehend what was going on in my real life from a real life stalker, and then to, finally feel like that's over. A real life stalker that was vandalizing my car. Finding out where I had to move, and nobody. There was even a like a probate the probation of a no harassment order, and they did not enforce it. And then finally I got a good attorney that actually, did the right thing and was like in shock about what I was going through. Then to come onto YouTube, and I had about maybe 6 months where I didn't feel fear and somebody wasn't threatening my life, to then this stranger almost, the V person, starting to threaten my life. And
Yeah, exactly.
there was no
And
rules.
I mean, and it wasn't this person isn't. You can't look at this person and say, oh, they're just trolling. This is a deranged, mentally ill, ticking time bomb who's supposedly caring for their, mother who's in hospice, who's unable to even feed herself. Who, I mean, the seriousness of the situation there doesn't lie only within his internet activity. This is somebody who has the attitude and the mentality. If I'm going down, I'm taking everyone with me, right? That is his personality, and that's what's so scary about it, right? Because he thinks everybody, uh, he thinks everybody's a Russian spy, but you'll get is enslavement. No, I don't feel enslaved when I go out and about in the public and during my day, following the laws of my cities. I don't feel like I'm enslaved. I'm not saying that they need to stifle free speech. They need to stop criminal harassment and criminal activity that takes place online through accountability. So if you want to go online and be a shithead and, harass people and harass their families and do things, then you need to have your goddamn name attached to it. And there needs to be able to be some sort of recourse for people who take it too far. The problem is the anonymity of people online has become a problem, and it's allowed them to escape any type of repercussions for terrorizing people. People's lives are ruined from this shit. Like legitimately, they're ruined. And it continue because it's starting to become back in, I don't know, 2012 and on, it's a minor problem. People didn't get it. Now when you talk to people, a lot of people had some type of problem with some asshole online contacting their jobs. This shit's got to stop. Enslave me. If that's what it comes with, some type of enslavement, then I'll be enslaved. I don't give a shit. People need to be accountable.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Helen,
And
imagine not knowing how to defend yourself. Well, Lemline, I think the problem is if you were to take the behavior of people online and you were to translate that over into into real life. So let's take the behavior of certain people online and let's imagine how that would play out in real life. Would these people be without repercussion? Would they be non-criminal in their actions? No. Their actions would be deemed criminal, and they would be most likely, a lot of them, arrested. So there's no reason why we should have the wild, wild west on the internet and this free realm for people to be shitheads and to behave in criminal ways without repercussion. It just can't be. There has to be accountability. Us as a society cannot survive without some level of government, some level of law, and some level of personal accountability for your actions. Otherwise, it would just be pure chaos. I'm not for government overstepping, or government oversight and or a nanny state. But, well,
Just saying, in
making
real
yourself a
life,
target. I
I
mean,
found it hard.
how do you claim somebody's making themselves a target? That's a very specific comment. In I hope you have some specific facts to back that up, because anybody can be a target. The reason people came after me initially was because I was talking about vaccinations, because I was, loud. I had strong opinions on things. I left a couple comments on some videos. I made myself a target. No, no. When you get swatted and you have your 5-year-old sleeping in their bed, and you're in the shower and shit, then that's when somebody should have stepped in. When you have the police showing up at your house.
Exactly, because that's so
Yeah,
dangerous.
completely. I mean, the swatting thing happened. It was in 2016, but still, I've had the police show up at my house almost every month from July to January of this year for, false calls. It was ridiculous because
But
somebody's feelings
in
were hurt on the
real life,
internet.
though, not just the internet, there's not enough laws in place about, like you say, if somebody did it, they would get in trouble. What I see in my own, in my own experience, I have not, gotten. They don't arrest them. Like this guy broke his probation order for not harassment. Not being near me, and he broke it, smashed my windshield, everything. Because when he found out where I worked, Byron is supposed to be modded, but the thing is, I got to make sure. That's why does he want to come on? That's why I want to hear his voice. I'm sorry, I just changed the subject because Mr. Works at Byron, I thought you were modded. I did with Miss Passion, like she came on and then I heard her voice. That's when I mod someone, it's like after I hear someone's voice, because then I know they're not a clone. If you know what I mean.
Okay, but let me, you know what, Lemon Lime Monkey, what you're doing is you're trying to needle me right now with what you are assuming or what your perspective is of facts. Because outsmarting Granny, this is my issues with these people online have never been about me outsmarting anybody, and
It's about what they're doing with the swatting and the
it
character
has.
definition.
Well, maybe you should too. I mean, you're on the internet voicing your opinions. Maybe you need to stay off the internet. I'm not sure why you feel that I have to abide by different rules than you do. I took my channels down. I have no more content up. I have stopped interacting with them. I did a live stream yesterday, but
Well, that's a
here's the
good point what
problem.
you just made,
Here's the
because you're
problem.
pointing it out to abide by the same rules.
Here's
You just
exactly.
point
Here's
this
the
out.
problem. Here's the problem. There has to be accountability for certain types of behavior that people involve themselves in. Okay, maybe you think I'm a part of that group that I'm talking about, maybe you don't, maybe you think other people, but the bottom line is that when people are going and they're not just towing the line of criminal behavior, but they're rolling over it time and time and time and time, fucking again and again and again, there has to be the same type of accountability that there is in public as there would be online. They need to be coinciding with one another. And the problem is right now is we don't have any fucking laws in place that make it able for law enforcement agencies to enforce certain types of laws, because interstate criminal prosecution is very difficult to convince any type of prosecutor to partake in, because of the expense, because of the nature of the crimes, the level of the crime. It's always like misdemeanor type offenses. They never wanted do interstate prosecution. The glue eating is real. Well, I mean, maybe I eat glue all day long. I mean, who cares what I eat? Yeah, give me some paste, man. I'll lick that paste right off the plate. What I'm saying is, people who think that there shouldn't be accountability for your behavior online are people who are doing things online that they don't want to be accountable for. So maybe you should start asking yourself what the real problem is here. Are you doing shit online you don't want to have your real name attached to? Then, that's not my problem or anybody else's. Act right. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, just like you just said, that he's
I'm not
voicing.
talking about stifling people's free fucking speech. I think it's ridiculous that conservative voices have been silenced. I think it's ridiculous that certain perspectives are hushed. No, I'm not slow, honey. I'm not slow in any way, shape, or form. The issue is that you are trying to sit here and you're trying to compartmentalize me as being this person who has, created all these problems for herself and now is complaining about it because I can't outsmart some grannies. I would say I've outsmarted those grannies 10 times over. There's nothing to
Plus
outsmart
Lemon
when
was
you're dealing
there,
with
like he
morons.
knows what I went through with Vern. So in perhaps my case, he knows that how long it went on and everything. So I would think that he'd know how I feel about the
Slow.
the
All
authorities
right, I'm
doing nothing
slow.
about Vern.
Hey guys.
Yeah, okay. I'm slow. I'm slow than Lemon Lime, Lukey, whatever your stupid ass name is. Okay, I'm slow. So let's play that angle for a minute. So if I'm so slow and I'm so, feeble minded, isn't it sad that I have a group of or, running because said grannies are still constantly in my mouth? Well, on the contrary, I would say I would be in the grand. How about I
Lemon,
just call
come
you
on.
fucking
Take it really
dipshit?
lemony, man.
I'll just call you dickwad. How about that, dickwad? Okay.
Lemon, come
So,
on.
Right.
dickwad, the problem, sorry,
Usually nice.
Tracy, I'm getting mad. The problem
No, I
is
know. He's
here.
usually nice.
Okay, I won't call him dickwad. I'll just call him Lemon. Okay.
No, I'm saying Lemon, like, he's usually nice. I'm wondering if it's even him. Jeff says he doesn't see Lemon's comments. So I don't know if it's even really Lemon because he shouldn't be blocked in here. But if Lemon can't see if Jeff can't see his comments, then I want, like even Jeff is kind of surprised. So I'm wondering if it's the real
See, Lemon,
Lemon.
all Lemon's trying to do is he's trying to, he's trying to work me up. He's trying to needle me. Now he's trying to troll. And, it's really cute. I appreciate the effort. Lemon, you get a C plus, I'll give you. But the bottom line is this is a real problem for some people, and it's a
It is.
serious problem. It's a serious issue. And yeah, exactly, Jeff. And it's a serious issue for some.
Yeah.
Hi, Katie.
Hi.
You taught
Tiffany.
SG about ignoring people. Oh, you're a teacher. You're a teacher now, really. Okay, Lemon. Why don't you teach us?
Don't say stuff
Teach us
like
something besides
that.
being an asshole, besides how to be a troll.
I don't have any mods here that could delete.
No, don't block them, Tracy. There's no reason to
I wasn't
block
gonna
them.
block him. No, I'm not gonna block Lemon. I like him. No, but I just don't want him to. Yeah, but Lemon, I didn't
I'm
move.
a
I brought
granny?
it up.
Oh,
Lemon.
no. Now that did insult me. I'm now on the granny segment of the YouTube users. Fuck me.
I don't even know if that is Lemon because usually he's not like that.
Yeah, Tiffany's such a granny. What can I say? God
He's not
damn.
usually like that.
Katie, is that where I've entered down in life? Am I in the granny tab of the YouTube?
No, not yet. You've got some years. I've got less years than you, but you've got more years than me.
Oh my god! Yikes! Yeah, well, all right,
I'm surprised because that's not usually like Lemon. He doesn't usually say stuff like that. So
he must not like me, which is okay. They can minimize this issue and they can, try and turn it around and say I'm being a crying victim about things I've created for myself. Maybe I have.
Yeah, but he knows that I've
is,
been a victim of those things too. That's why I'm surprised that Lemon would even say these things too, because he knows that what I'm talking about with you is we're just conversating about both our experiences that are the same when it comes to cyberbullying. So,
it's hard for me to take accounts seriously that hide the way that Lemon Lime does, because typically people who are in that capacity, they don't want to, have to have any accountability for what they say. So therefore what they say, they don't want to have their name attached to, and therefore it's shit.
Right,
So,
right.
when somebody can come and they can have conviction behind what they say with their self, then I'll take him seriously. Otherwise, he's just a troll who thinks they're clever and who hurt my feelings by calling me a granny. I'm not going to lie.
He knows you're not a granny.
You're not a granny.
Grandma's got to go
actually-
find her headset. Hold on, kids. I'll be right back.
The problem with the internet is that we have people like Lukey who sit in chat rooms, and if there was a pub and there was a woman being abused, you would work out, first of all, if there was any reason for her to be abused. And even then, you would probably stop the abuse just because of the scenario. But the problem with the internet is we have anonymous people like Lukey who obviously doesn't fucking look into things, doesn't care about true facts and evidence, and just wants to shit in chat rooms anonymously, winding everyone up because he's not a fucking man. And if he was a man and he knew all about the granny shit, he would fucking do something about it, look into it, and then call out the people who are in the wrong. It took me 5 minutes to realize that all of what was said about Tiffany Moser on a particular website, there was a criminal record that wasn't even there. It took me 5 minutes to work it out.
Right.
So,
right.
Lukey, when you're sitting in the chat running your mouth saying that everyone should be able to say whatever they want, you're one of the guys who sits there and lets it happen, dude. And that's contributing to it. So someone somewhere, because the men of this world, and I'm not trying to be sexist, I know women can.
That's some cute white knighting, but you're not making any points that.
No, I'm making a point, dude. I'm making a point that you're talking about your fucking ass.
You're just trying to get some pussy points, but you're not going to get any pussy points because.
Listen, dude.
Faggots like you trying to get pussy points on the internet are the opposite of guys who get pussy in real life.
You're sitting in a chat room, right? Proving you're not interested. You're not interested in truth and facts, dude. So you're proving you're a piece of shit.
There's no truth to facts. Ask SG.
Every story has a truth, dude.
And I've taught SG more truth and facts than you could ever. So to try and assume things about me
explain your fucking point.
And complain about
he's very smart. Like when I want to talk about like different subjects, he does know a lot about things.
Wow, look how quick I can turn it around on you.
You're not interested in truth and facts.
Oh my God. Now I'm going to go cry and bitch and moan on the internet because somebody hurt my feelings or my friend's feelings. I'm going to go white for them.
No, time out. This goes beyond hurting people's feelings.
That I parroted off the internet that I think
the police turn up at your house.
Let's just stop yelling first.
Talking, but I'm still talking because I'm so fucking stupid and I eat so much glue. Yikes.
Is that your only comeback is calling us all glue eaters? I mean,
y'all are embarrassing. I mean, yikes.
I mean, I'd rather be a glue eater than a glue sniffer like that guy. I mean,
like if he comes on the panel to give what his view is, so you got to give him the moment to give that view because he was in the chat room listening. So now he came up to prove he's a real person, which is good. And now he wants now.
But why did he leave?
He left? I don't know why he left. See, now he left, but he shouldn't have, because he should have come and said what he wanted to say.
The problem is Yax makes a good point, and it's true. Like, Tracy, if people were doing this shit to you in real life, in public, that Vern was doing to you, somebody would have stepped in and beat his ass or done something. The problem is online, they coddle these criminals. They coddle these people who do this shit. They are the ones that are protected, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, but Lemon, for the point of Vern, Lemon was there from the beginning and watched it all unfold, and he actually did try, like, getting Vern's attention away from just obsessing on me, trying to go ways without saying he was, he did try. And then finally he just said, you know what? He thought it was progressively, Vern's condition was progressively worsening. And so he went away from it, and he's been loyal, as a friend, he's a good friend, but I feel like I didn't get to say that I kind of disagree with the whole having to scan your photo and license in to get an account, because I feel that gives the internet.
A lot of people do. People do, but I feel like it's along the lines of operating a car. And most people disagree with me. And this is something I feel very strongly about.
Right. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm disagreeing with you.
No, it's fine if you do. I don't mind if you do. It's just my personal opinion is if you're operating something that can do great harm to somebody's life by your behavior, your actions, your choices, I think there needs to be a level of accountability held to
it's a
you as a
social
person.
problem.
You know, we don't have the ability to anonymously go out into public and yell certain things out and not be without repercussions.
Right,
So if
but
I
we
were to
shouldn't
run
have to
into the
pay
middle of a
for
grocery
that
store and yell,
protection by giving them our personal information. Like, they should be able to do what they said they were going to do in the beginning without me having to allow them to scan or to know bank information.
The problem
or
is it's become too big, and the internet outgrew society at a rapid pace, and they're just trying to catch up now because the problem is it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and more integral parts of our lives every single day. So back 10 years ago, let's say, I don't think they had the foresight that things were going to be so intertwined with us, with our internet actions and our behavior and our use, right? So everything has grown exponentially to a point now where this is not just a leisurely type or a educational type or a business type use. This is actually life. Like, life is taking place coincidingly online with real life, right? So I mean, I get in this argument all the time with people. Very few people do agree with me on this, but I feel personally that isn't an issue of free speech. This is an issue of public safety, and it's an issue.
But how many times has people, used their credit card to buy something from, something online, or even their own banking information online? Has it been hacked? And then it's like, oh well, kind of thing. They really don't even make as big a deal as it should be for the person whose identity gets stolen. And that's what
well,
can
the thing
happen.
is I don't think it's necessarily this, what I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't necessarily think it's about actual enforcement. I think it's about actual self-policing. So I think that what you're going to see the result would be in all this is the fact that if you have to have unequivocal accountability for what you do when you are online because of some level of identification, right, or verification as to who you are, you're going to see a lot of this shit start to dwindle down and go away simply for that fact alone, right? So if I could run around in real life and rob banks and push people down and break the law without being recognized, there's a lot of people that would jump on that and they would do it, right? Because they're just criminally minded, they're shitty people. But if you have facial recognition, like people recognize you. People don't just go and do this shit because they'll get caught and they'll get in trouble.
Yeah,
right?
But on the flip side, when I made the report, I followed what they told me that I had to do to handle about the person who was threatening to cut my head off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
mm-hmm.
they said, they saw the things that, that I had screenshotted and the things online, and, him giving my, saying this and that. And so they felt it was important enough that they faxed down to his area, to his police department, the, information. So I followed what they had told me to do. And I was told making death threats online or making death threats isn't illegal. I get death threats all the time. That's what's happening.
See, the problem is that we're never going to be able to beef up our police forces, our law enforcement agencies to a level that is going to be able to handle the load of criminal activity that goes on online at this point, and it's only growing, right? So I think what the purpose behind these new laws that they're doing is this: making the corporations who own these platforms have accountability to their users by the fact of by enforcing their own terms of service, right? That's a big issue. So removing their what's the word I'm thinking of? You guys help me. I'm removing the fact that they have been given, that they have no accountability. They can't be sued. They've been what's the word? Katie, help me out here.
Immune. Or?
Immune. Thank you. Removing their immunity from any type of civil tort or litigation from users of their platforms for not enforcing their own terms of service.
The only problem that I see happening with that, and it's going to take probably a decade or more to sort it all out, because you've got people in different countries using platforms that are in the United States, like YouTube. You know, do they fall under the
I hear echo or something.
are they protected by American law? Or are they, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these people can't be prosecuted and stuff, even if these are American-based products they're using, like YouTube. It's going to be hard to prosecute people like that who violate those laws because they're in Canada, they're in the United Kingdom, they're wherever. They're in Germany, they're in Sweden, they're in Mexico.
But this is the thing. Based on that cop's response to me about the whole, when I went the route that, with I was being bullied online, and then, my local police force felt that it was, serious enough to actually continue to follow the process of faxing to their local police department. And then I was told, well, I get death threats all the time, So that's what they said. I get death threats all the time. Like, it's supposed to be just lackadaisical. So that response could be given to somebody, even if they're going there saying, that same police department saying, this guy is threatening me with death. And that same police officer might say, I get death threats all the time. What do you want me to do about it? So
I think the method here is geared towards prevention of this, nipping this behavior off at the gate, right? So making it more difficult for people to do this shit anonymously without having their own personal accountability, and having accountability within these platforms that are hosting this type of behavior, and making them
wasn't anonymous.
Personally, I think that him making those threats towards you and stuff like that, if you filed police reports in your state and they haven't gone to his state and tried to tell him to stop or anything like that, have you filed any reports with your local police department?
Yeah, that's what I just said, that I filed the reports with the local police department, and they felt it, important enough to, they saw the, the evidence, and they felt it, important enough to fax to his local police department, to make an effort. Instead, what I got told was a phone call back from, his local saying, what do you want me to do about this? I mean, go there and tell him to stop. He goes, I mean, I get death threats all the time. And I was like, well yeah, I kind of do want you to go there and
police officer.
Yeah, you got a lazy officer who doesn't want to do the paperwork. Hey guys, I got to pop out for a minute. I'll be right back.
Even if it wasn't on the internet, because they don't take stalking laws even in real life. Like, even if the person was right outside your door now, and if he ran away and he was gone by the time that you called, even if you had a picture, it wouldn't matter to them. They don't care. They give you a piece of paper.
And unfortunately, you've got people like that have protective orders against people, whether it be domestic violence or something like that. These pieces of paper, even then, don't protect you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just don't protect you. I mean, there's got to be. But I think what Tiffany was trying to say earlier is it is going to end up coming to a point, because of situations like what you're seeing happen online, and to a larger degree, what it's going to happen is it's going to happen to a bigger YouTuber or somebody who has, or a celebrity, or somebody's well known. The same kind of scenarios that you see happening within our own community is going to happen to somebody that will draw some attention. Eventually, what is going to happen is that YouTube is going to require that every account person it's going to end up happening. It's going to be like, they're going to have to know who owns each account, sadly. And it's always because a few bad people who push the envelopes that have to target children, who have to, go after people in the most disgusting of ways. They're the ones that ruin everything for everybody else, unfortunately. And
I think it's the authorities. They drop the ball, and that's it. That's it. They have to be. They put these these things. Their little safety, unless it goes against our community guidelines. Okay, I've seen things get deleted that aren't even that bad, and then I've tried to report things that are horrific, and they don't get deleted. So, in other words, I'm expected to believe that they know that, okay, for instance, I used to go to a live stream where they had a trivia bot. And anytime that it had, where the answer was some kind of a primate, monkey, ape, anything like that, you couldn't say the word. They were, and it wasn't a channel, it was Google. Monkey, ape, stuff like that. But I'll cut your head off repeatedly, or I'll blow up the courthouse from that guy repeatedly because of what was going on with his wife. That's not, like no matter how much I would, say, look, you got to look at this. It was, well, I mean, no, it's
Yeah,
not.
I got that. I got that a lot too. I mean, like my local police department's taken a little bit more seriously because of the number of years that this has escalated for me, but in the beginning, when I first started filing reports and stuff, they were like, well, they're in another state. What are they going to do? I think you're pretty
That's what
safe.
they say, yeah.
That's how they treat you. They treat you like it's no big deal. And they look at you like you're crazy because you're telling them these stories and you're showing them all this stuff. And they're like, they've never seen anything like it. But then again, their hands are tied because today's laws have not caught up with the internet. And because the internet is
but not even
changing and
just the
evolving.
internet.
And
in real life, like, yeah.
Yeah, they look at you like well, that person's in, like, let me give an example. That person's like in New Hampshire. That person's in New Mexico. What are they going to do to you? That kind of thing. And it's like, it doesn't, if somebody is dedicated enough to come and find you or come and harm you, even a piece of paper is going to help. And that's kind of what they tried to explain to me. And it's like, then what do you do? What the hell do you do in a situation like that?
So Tiffany and Mr. What's his name? Yak Live. They left. But Tilly,
Yeah.
what you're saying, right, and what you're saying exactly is interesting because what I tend to think sometimes is that they focus more on women as being the crazy ones. So if somebody went and said, "Oh, this is happening," or they made a video saying, "Look at this crazy chick on the internet," everybody would tune in, And but when I don't just, I feel like women are suffering a lot of,
They are.
discrimination.
There's been 3 times on the internet when I've reported stuff where law enforcement's taken it seriously. One was with a gentleman out of Florida. The other one was a gentleman out of Iowa, and the other one was kind of the woman two women, one in a foreign country and the other one that was in the United States, when they hired a private investigator who wasn't a legal licensed private investigator, that money changed hands, and he showed all these messages and stuff where they had hired this person to fly drones over my house with a specific the specific task that they gave this person was to photograph my children while they're out playing, and to yeah, I'm dead serious, and photograph me.
So extreme.
That's the only other time law enforcement took it very seriously. And they got in touch with the person that had been hired, that had received the money, because they hired him off of Craigslist. And this is the person that had received, where money changed hands, where he'd received money from these two women. And he released all his correspondence that he had with the 2 women in particular to law enforcement. And law enforcement at that point was just, because one was in a foreign country, it was kind of hard to go after that one.
Right.
But the one that was in the United States, they were watching because they saw it as that it was escalating. That this has been going on for so many years, and it's starting to escalate to this. You know what I mean? And you'll see online, it's still with those same people. And there's a common denominator with all those things that are happening right now with me. The one person is a common denominator, and she's just recruited new people who don't know any better, who haven't been around a long enough time, that now they're participating in
the funny thing is like I can almost kind of like wonder to myself how long you know, the person who was, you know, in Lemon, you probably would wonder this yourself now, thinking about it and hearing this and seeing how long it's going on, unless you, but the 10 years, like even just that piece of, you know, 10 years is so long. And if it goes as extreme as what you're saying, and that people are doing, you know, like peddling their services on Craigslist about doing what you just said, which
Well, the guy
then I could,
apparently was advertised on Craigslist as a private investigator, and he was a 21-year-old kid that wasn't a licensed private investigator. But you can go on Craigslist and say you're anything. This guy was touting himself as a private investigator, and they found him on Craigslist, and they paid him money to harass me, basically. And
right, but I could
he lived in
basically
my
see
town.
somebody who has like a schizophrenic disorder could get themselves lost in a world of, you know, where, you know, somebody that we know is going into like a whole espionage thing in his mind. I could see, like, if he's been following this and obsessing about it for, you know, the last 10 years, and me and Lemon, we were none the wiser. We don't know what that person's been doing for the last 10 years. But if he's been following this whole, what he used to call jam gang and this and that, and making it his, you know, his theory in life, then it's kind of, you know, easier to believe that he, you know, is as lost as he is. Because if people are really, you know, because he mentions that name, UK Troll. I think he does, right? Like, yeah. So,
Yeah, he does. Vern's been in touch with her apparently. So
yeah, and he mentions that name. And if he's been following that group, thinking of it as like the Jam Gang, then that explains why this guy is, you know, so lost in his life. Because I guess it really does go on, and maybe Lemon knows about it, and maybe, but I don't. I'm kind of shocked by it. You know what I'm saying? Not kind of shocked, but I am.
well, the one in the UK went on a live stream last night was claiming that I'm obsessed with her and I'm the one stalking her. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't think anybody with a normal mind sees that. I'm not stalking her. I don't have any videos up on my channel. You know.
Right. And the flip side of like it going on with me, I can understand how it goes on with you. I'm like shocked about the 10 years thing or more, but I know it to be true because I came across that video the other day. Hi, Mr. Bobbles. Hello to anybody that I haven't noticed that has come in here, and I've been in these conversations, and I'm so sorry. But yeah, when I found that video from 10 years ago, then yeah, and then I heard one of them say, "Well, I've been doing this since the '90s," and that's new to me. That's news to me. Like that people have been, you know, although I haven't been going on it, other people have, and I guess that was trolling, and these things and those things have been steadily, you know, um, like developing and getting worse and doing this. I just didn't know, you know, I'm shocked to hear that people spend that much time, because when you're like yourself, you have a child that, you know, you have to take care of and everything. Like your time isn't spent, you know, a lot on YouTube, but it is lately because of the quarantine. So for everybody, it is their social, you
Right.
know?
Well, see, it's like this. You know, the last few nights, me and Agent 19 have been doing shows about other things. We haven't been really talking about them. I removed all my videos. You know what I mean? I'm not vested in all of this, but yet they do like, there was a 5-hour hangout done on, hey buddy, on UK Trolls channel, and then another 5-hour hangout that was done last night, and they were all dedicated to hating me and Tiffany. And it's just like, how many hours in a day does a person need to hate on somebody?
Well, the other
That's
day it was like, they ran one the one about me, but the thing is like I don't really, I think, especially for myself, speaking for myself, and whatever your life is, I don't when I go on and I say something about it, it's more out of shock than anger. Like, even if they were to come and try to talk, I still would be nice because I'm a nice person, and I'm on here because I'm out of work, and I'm I'm out of work because of cancer, and I like the people here. I've learned to like a lot of the people, even regardless of the bad things that go on. I do feel a community sense and friendships and everything with people, so
I just
it's
want to say
helping.
something to you,
Yeah,
Tracy. I am
yeah.
so sorry to you that by you having me on and being friends with me and being friends with Tiffany and being so nice to us and everything and being just a normal, nice person, that they have targeted you because of that. And I feel so bad about that because you don't deserve any of the stuff that's
Yeah,
being said about you. You really don't. And I'm
yeah,
so
but don't
sorry.
even worry about it. I don't, like, even if sometimes I'll come on thinking, oh, I'm going to talk about it, but then again, I find myself not talking about it. And then when I do talk about it, I like to because it's good, because there's other issues that leak off about it, like the whole stalking and of everybody else. And if I was a little kid, that's what I always think about. Like, if somebody was weaker skinned, or they were a little kid or something like that, these people are prepared to be me. Like, say, for instance, it was somebody else with cancer and they did die. Or maybe not. Maybe they got killed by a car accident. They never had any cancer. They're prepared to go out like that. They don't mind if their last things they were saying about people was mean and rotten. And I'm not like that. I would never. I'm one of those people who would be like, love ya. Because I'd rather that be my last words if they, God forbid, ever were between me or even the other person.
Right.
I, you know?
Well, I mean, like, there was some things that were said in there, not this past live stream, but one they did before that, where they were talking about a scenario of if Tiffany or I killed ourselves, because actually that is their end game. That is their end game. They don't have, it's not that they're trying to get a point across. Their end
Right,
game is to gang stalk and bully and destroy somebody mentally and emotionally
right.
and isolate them. That's their game. The end game to them is that. But they said if me or Tiffany killed ourselves, they wouldn't care. They
Well,
wouldn't
they
give a
would
shit.
be talking about you for 10 more years or more. I mean, I feel like sometimes when I come across what goes on in, this whole, the best way to understand it is to really try to understand it by researching it. So, as if it's not yourself and you don't know those people, but it's just and I'll research, and I really feel, and this was the part that she played on her stream actually, but so this is the part that I guess really, really wedged in her cross, stuck in her cross, was when I mentioned to you that I felt that Chang was, and not even no words, let's just say that person who, had other things, who had things happen, why they hang on is comparable to a serial killer that holds a trophy.
Yeah, and
Now,
I agree with you on that because it's very very weird that that's all she and another gentleman that she runs with all they talk about in every scenario they bring that up.
well, that was what they played when they had their hair across their ass about what I was saying, was that clipping of me saying, and which I just said again, and sorry if they use it again. I'm not saying that's what is going on there. I'm just saying that from my research, and not on them or anything, but in, extensive reading and, not just watching videos, reading, watching videos, everything. What it comes down to is the anonymity there plays a role in, like, you could actually derive the same kind of pleasure that a serial killer might be without killing anybody. Or maybe that is the, I've heard that before. And here, actually, somebody was convicted for convincing that kid. Remember, he killed himself in the garage or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I
This
remember
is
that case.
yeah. And he got convicted. Or she did. She got convicted. It was a woman. She got convicted of that, talking him into it. And but in this case, he wanted to kill himself. In this one, it would be called griefing, and they do it a lot in the young community on those video games they play. They do it a lot. That's where I found a lot of it occurring was in youngsters, believe it or not, like the 12, 13-year-olds, maybe even younger. And that's the problem with YouTube. They need to, and if places have enough to do scientific studies on these things, then YouTube should have enough money to put some, boundaries on it. And, those video games like Grand Theft Auto, I mean, they actually simulate the girl giving him a blowjob and he's got her by the hair.
Yeah, that's awful.
So, I mean, there's just such a lack of, sometimes when I do start talking and, you know, saying things that have happened, I kind of just think of it as bad behavior. And, when I see it, that's when I'll say it. So I'm not really trying to bring drama, but I do sometimes vent myself. So I just want
No,
you to know
I know, and I get that. And I think anybody who really knows you knows that you're not the kind that looks for drama or seeks it out. You state your opinions and stuff like that, but you're not being cruel or malicious. You're not like, you know what I mean? I don't think you have a malicious bone in your body.
oh,
Right.
I mean, I'm angry a lot because of what I'm going through with my own, the health thing. That makes me angry. I think maybe I have a tendency more to, maybe I will come on and do a live stream where I'm like, ugh, but it's because I can't be angry at anyone about what you're going through with health things. So, hard to.
Nobody could possibly understand what you're feeling unless they've been in your shoes. That's what I'm saying. Unless they've been there, they could not possibly understand.
I wouldn't want anybody to. That.
No, I know.
And yeah, it's so overwhelming. But I'm so glad that that we're friends, and I prefer. It makes things better. I feel better since we're friends, and Tiffany, and I like this group of people, and I find that even when I was in Ollie's chat room, there was nice people there. Anywhere you go, there's nice people in it.
Yeah, there's nice people pretty much anywhere you'll go that'll be cool and stuff. Back in the day when Ollie was first live streaming, she did have a really good group of people that were in there. Because I remember in the early days, I used to go to her live streams and in chat, before all of this happened or whatever. It's just a shame.
It does seem like that one person seems to be fueling a lot of fire, and they have been for a very long time, and that to me is perplexing.
Well, that's a red flag right there. That ought to tell you right there.
Yeah, the obsession of it is the scary part.
That's the thing. That's all that person has ever been, is obsessed. I mean, I was off YouTube for a number of years. I was off almost 4 years. Of this 10 years that this woman has stalked me, I was offline for nearly 4 of them. And you would have never thought I was gone. Every account was, it's Katie, every video, 147 videos. 147.
He's been passed away for 9 years. That's where the fear factor comes in, is when somebody obsesses so much of their time. And I know that the person will say, oh, but I don't obsess all my time and put up videos. Okay, well, maybe they don't. But it's still a little disturbing that to, you know, have it be so negative and angry in there. And it is,
Well, I think a
you know.
person should be allowed to walk away and leave and that just be whatever. But you can't, with that individual, you're not allowed to walk away. If you walk away, she'll make stock accounts and stock control herself and say you're doing it so that she
Yep,
has a reason to
yep.
continue
I've
going.
seen it. I
You're not
saw
allowed.
it.
You're not allowed to leave. You're not allowed to leave. It is that much of an obsession to her.
Just in this past that live stream that they were doing, there was somebody who came in there. I think it was "It's Me Not Me" or something. I'm not sure. Somebody told me and told me about it, that they said, "Oh yeah, they blocked it. That was SG," but it wasn't me. I didn't even know. I'm just gonna run some water. So talk right now.
They're now accusing me and Tiffany of being Jeff Spilling, and it's like, what? No. I I just like, wow. I've been in panels with Tracy herself, UK Troll, where Jeff Spilling was out in the outside chat talking to Ollie. How the hell did I pull that off? It's ridiculous.
Just getting water. Hold on, I'm just running water.
Oh,
So,
okay, no problem. I'm gonna have to bounce here in a second and get this little guy of mine to bed.
yeah.
It's a school night.
I kind
Hi,
of just think
buddy.
Jeff's feeling is just Jeff's feeling. Not even, he's just
Yeah, I
a
mean,
Jeff
I say when he comes in a
person.
room and says, "Hi, Katie," I'm always nice to Jeff.
Yeah,
I'm always like, "Hey, Jeff,"
yeah, like I just think whatever. He's just like one of us, like whatever.
Yeah, I'm
None
not
of us
really
are.
sure. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, like in January, me and Tiffany really kind of intended to kind of just walk, and of course, we weren't allowed to. Then it amped up to a feverish pitch, is what we're seeing now, and it just keeps escalating and escalating and escalating, and there's more crazy shit happening to justify it, and it's like Tiffany took all her videos down. I took all my videos down. We're not aggressing anyone. We're not following anyone around. We're not doing anything. And you could see very clearly if you just sit back and watch. Anybody who's on the fence about this, just sit back and watch and see who's aggressing it. See who's continuing it. See who's continuing to talk
I
about
know.
it
I've
and pour
seen.
gas on the flames.
That's what made my whole thought. And then I feel bad myself because, like, to me it seems just so obvious that it went on with, like you're saying, like, to take the videos down and ignore it didn't help. I've seen it with you and Tiffany, and and even myself, but they're
If that's
talking
the
so
real
low.
if that's the real Lols junkie, that's not a really nice thing to say about your friend. She said Ollie is a useless fool fact and proven now.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why I was.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah, I
guys
was.
you guys really should make up and stop. You guys are just being ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not even
Seriously.
a place to even bring it up, Lois. I mean, I don't care if you're here and whatever, but like if you want to say it a different way, maybe, but not in. Usually, like I'll just usually have somebody remove some kind of yeah.
Hey Ace, I don't know how to say your name, so I'm just gonna call you
I
Ace.
should call it
Hi.
Ace too. Yeah. Yeah. And is the real outlaws. They fell out. They did fall out, but yeah, everybody did there that night. Who knows who was yelling at who, right? They were all yelling. I was
Well, I mean,
surprised.
I'm not going to get in the middle of that or even comment on it, to be honest with you, because that's between them, but not really my place.
Menthol Man said, "This is the first time I've ever caught one of your hangouts, SG. You seem really cool and down to earth. Stay strong." I appreciate that. That's nice.
Menthol
Thank
Man,
you.
she's a very, very nice lady. She's probably one of the strongest people I've ever come in touch with on here.
Lady? It has a man there. Is it a lady? Katie?
What now?
Is Menthol Man a lady?
No, I don't think so. No, I think it's a guy.
but
I'm
you
not
just said
sure.
a very nice lady. Didn't she say a
No,
lady?
I said you were a nice lady. I said
Oh,
I agree. I said you're a
okay.
nice lady. I said you're a nice lady and one of the strongest people
Oh,
I've
thank you.
ever
I
met on here.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
No, I don't think Menthol Man's a lady.
I'm gonna be so shocked. I
Yeah,
was like, oh,
I think Menthol Man's 100% male.
okay,
I don't get a girl vibe from him. No.
okay. Well, no, I never really chatted with that person, but recently it's come to light that Virginia Woolf is a man, and all for the last 2 years I thought it was a woman. I just then everybody else did, I guess, too. So yeah, he says last time he checked, he's a boy.
Last time we checked, yeah, but it's sweet.
Except for when it's
Anyway.
real cold out, like a frightened turtle. Well, it's nice to have some new people in here tonight. That's cool.
Yeah, there's like I said, there's there's a lot of nice people that are kind of floating in and out around all of this stuff, and I mean, really, I don't really know Menthol Man that well, but he's always seemed pretty okay, and
nice. I try to sometimes when I watch there are replays of stuff, I just can't even listen to it. So I'm sure people feel the same way about me too.
No, I think people genuinely have a pretty good opinion of you. I mean, you're a really nice lady.
Well, I mean, listening back to the replay, sometimes I can listen back to some people's replays, but sometimes if you tend to be like, especially if they're bitching, which sometimes I find the other channels sometimes are bitching.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in and do live streams with you from now on and stay on subject of whatever you want to talk about. I'm not going to talk about any of this drama stuff anymore.
Oh, I didn't mean you. Did I mean you?
No, sweetie. No, sweetie. No, I just want you to understand that. I don't want you to be dragged in the middle of any of this stuff because you don't deserve it and you haven't done anything wrong. So from now on, we'll come in and we'll talk about the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot. We'll talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. We won't talk about this, okay?
I can't come up with a topic. That's what I was. In fact, the other day, I think I asked you guys. I really want a topic or I tried to do topics for a while and I didn't know if people liked them or not. I was researching, doing a lot of research. And then sometimes I don't know if I sound like I'm on my soapbox,
Oh, no. And the thing is me and Agent 19 have kind of been on this kick lately where we've been watching a lot of that paranormal stuff just because it's really interesting. It's not saying that we completely believe all that, but it's interesting. You have to think about
I'm not sure if I believe it myself, a lot, but I was for a while there really on this trying to figure it out at least, but it's such a rabbit hole that then I would go on to another one and another one.
Yeah,
I did ask the group for topic suggestions.
Yeah, you did that yesterday. You were asking for group generated.
Yes, I knew it. I knew I did. See, and also what I was trying to do was I wanted to do something kind of like Jeopardy, where I had 3 people on the panel and I asked them questions and they're worth point value and then kind of thing. Jeff says addiction is a good topic. Aren't there enough?
Addiction actually would be a good topic to cover. There's so many different facets to it and people's different stories that they have. I mean, addiction can be very big or very small. You could have, some people talk about their addiction to getting off cigarettes or, alcohol or not just major drugs and stuff. People have a lot of experiences, I think, with that. I don't know.
I'm addicted to live streaming.
I think a lot of us have vices that might not be the healthiest for us. And some of it for me, I think most people can agree with me on this is one of my vices is this online stuff. You know, I kind of need to like take a step back. And that's kind of what I was trying to do when I was trying to walk away. But, you
But I
know,
feel like now it's our social circle in a way. You know, I think that we feel like some of them are really, you know, friends. And you know what? And that's Jeff's feeling on that topic where we were talking about a topic. Jeff, and he was talking about addiction, and he says, and some people are functioning addicts. They're homeless due to addiction. That's a good point as well, because I think the thing with talking to functioning addicts is that a functioning addict doesn't admit it. That's not admit it. Not admit it. I'm not going to say that. They feel like that's something that's on a need to know basis. And to air it out like that, but I guess to air it out like that would mean that, then suddenly you're outed as an addict, and then it would make it hard to function anymore. People would make it hard to function. Rumors would make it hard to function. It's the secret of what you do behind your closed doors that allow you to be able to be a functioning addict, is what I think. I do see something in here. So Terry's right. I said I want to spend time with someone who's really sick, so I'm done. Apparently that makes me useless. I'm okay with that. Have a great evening, week, everyone. Okay, you too. I'm in recovery, but when active, I never lost my house and was never sloppy. I like to hear about Bigfoot. The biggest animal we got here is badgers.
yeah, badger. I wouldn't want to come across a badger. Menthol man, I'm
know,
addicted
right?
to. I'm addicted to nicotine and caffeine as well. I need to get rid of that as well.
I know, right? I should have a coffee.
I stopped smoking for a while, and then I recently started back up again. And I'm so disappointed in myself because I came so far and took so many steps backwards.
With the caffeine and the cigarettes?
No, with smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, but that's not that bad. I mean, smoking cigarettes is not that tragic, I mean,
it is bad if you have heart problems and you have lung problems. At some point, you bring it on yourself. Yeah. You bring it on yourself, that you have those health problems, and so, I mean, I don't really have anybody but to blame but myself for that. But, and I'm only making it worse for myself. So it's just, yeah.
Yeah, but I think some things happen and we have no control over them. So, like you might have gotten something else that has nothing to do with smoking cigarettes. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like smoking cigarettes is, if that's what you like to do, then just do it. We're not supposed to not.
I actually enjoyed smoking cigarettes, but it just, my lungs can't take it anymore. They just can't.
Right. If you feel it in your body and it's really affecting you, then I would say no. But yeah, if, other times, I don't know. Just saying. Just trying to make it okay for you to smoke cigarettes. Look at me, I'm all encouraging about you. You're thinking bad habit. I'm like, no, go ahead, give it a whirl.
Oh God, I have so many bad habits. It's not even funny. Like we just got through Lent. Lent, and they ask you to give up something for Lent. There's so many things I should have given up for Lent, but I just didn't.
You're not supposed to. It says in the Bible, you're not supposed to do that.
I know.
On page 5 in Matthew, it says you're not supposed to, fast. On page 5, I'm telling you. In Matthew.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look at that. But yeah, it was just. So I think, now that the weather's starting to get better, I'm going to be outside more, doing more things. Like a couple days ago, we've had rain the last 2 days, but my son and I went out and did all the lawn work, did all the trimming and the mowing, and everything's blooming, and it's really, really nice.
Nice.
Yeah, just getting out, going for walks, and going out with my, playing with my son, and It's fantastic. And now that things are kind of starting to return to normalcy, you know, with people getting the vaccine and all that.
Did you get it?
I got the first one. I haven't got the second one yet.
When do you get the second one?
I believe I get that May the 5th, I believe, is when I get the next one.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what was that again?
I think it's May 5th because I got the first one on April 6th, and you have to get it between 28 and 30 days after you had the first one.
How long does it last?
I'm not sure. I really don't know that much about it, to be honest. I don't. I know there was a lot of. I know there were some people who got the Johnson & Johnson one. They pulled it in several states because the Johnson & Johnson one was causing blood clots and people to pass out, really adverse effects. And the Pfizer one is shown to not be as effective as the Moderna. So I'm not really all that sure. You know, there's just, like I said, they didn't really have a lot of time to fully research these or test these before putting them out on the market, you know, putting them out there for us to take. I think they were just such a hurry to, that they really didn't fully test these things.
Right.
So the only side effect that I had was right after I got the vaccine, my tongue tingled for about 5 minutes. And it freaked me out a little bit because I thought, God, what the hell's happening to me? Agent 19 also experienced the same tongue tingling. You know, it burns. The vaccine burns a little bit. The Moderna does, because I had the Moderna and so did Agent 19. And it burns when it first goes in. Aside from, see, he didn't tense up at all. I tensed up really bad. So my arm was really sore the next day.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
Yep. All right. I heard that the Pfizer shot, you guys, by the way, I heard that it only lasts 6 months. And at first it was supposed to be 90 days only. So that's why you got to do your research about, you know, these vaccines. Because I heard they don't last. So that's a problem. And I don't know. I don't think I'm, you know, whatever. Vaccines. No, but did you read about it? They had to pull a bunch off the shelves of the Pfizer as well recently. I read about it. And
I need help.
I don't know if she means that really, or if she's talking to somebody that's there. Anyway, so yeah, you had to ask.
He was nowhere near it when it fell out.
I don't know if she doesn't know she didn't mute. So anyway, has anybody been watching that trial? Did he get tried? I think he did get charged for manslaughter. That's what I heard, I think, which, you know, that's good. That's a precedent. But on the flip side, you know, they recently, you guys have heard me bitching about this before, but I'm going to just talk about it again. They overturned a rape case that was in Minneapolis, that if a woman has alcohol in her system of her own accord, she's intoxicated of her own accord, then it is not a felony. So I just thought that was really shocking. So what I'm going to do is, I bet you can, huh, Jeff? I just saw that comment. I bet you I might have could have been able to mute. I didn't, I'm not that computer savvy. So. Yeah, there we go. Drop that just in case if anybody wants to come up. But, yes, so they actually did. They overturned a rape case. They said that the woman had been drinking earlier, so when she fell asleep at this person's house and they raped her, that it was not a felony. I thought that was pretty incredible. So during the time that here everybody's all gung ho, thinking, oh, we're setting a precedent about the George Floyd case. No, the precedent had already been set. That was pretty much a guarantee that he was going to be charged. It should have been the first time if the lawyer would have been good. It's okay. Oh, your window box fan fell out of the window. Oh, that sucks. It's all right. Don't worry about it. But I did drop the link in case. I know. I'm sorry. I probably could have done that for you, but I wasn't sure how to do it. Sorry. Yeah. During the time, the precedents had already been set about a police officer possibly being charged for something. So during the Justine Diamond case, and she was from Australia. And I don't know if you guys remember, she saved the little ducks, the baby ducks. They had gone down the sewer, like the rain had washed them into the sewer. So, and she had been shot by a black officer over the driver. Can you imagine? That guy must have pissed his pants that his partner, the other officer. I'm sorry if I'm missing what's being said in the chat. No, she was Australian. It happened here that was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. She had dual citizenship, and her fiance lived here in the States. And so, ironically, 2 weeks before that event occurred, she had been on the news because there was a duck. Hi, Grandma. There was a duck, and it was quacking, quacking, quacking outside this guy's window, and he didn't know why. So he, finally goes out there with his camera, and then a bunch of people start gathering because what happened was her baby ducks had gotten the duck, the mommy duck, had gotten the yeah, I know, I see how you could feel that way, Pink. That sucks. Hmm, had oh, I know, right? The mommy duck's babies had been swept down the sewer drain during like a rainstorm, whatever. And I guess there was some sort of pond that they would frequent. So she had been quacking outside this window. Guy comes out with his camera. So now crowd gathers, camera crew from like a TV news channel comes, and I'll play with her gentleman friend. And ends up, the news crews there and stuff. They're all like freaking out about this, like one of them can't do anything. So this lady comes walking. That's Justine Diamond, right? Nobody knew who she was. She comes walking up, and she was a life coach. I think I had mentioned this the other night. I told this story. And she had like one of those big skirts on, like peasant skirt. She went in and she, um, you know, picked up the baby ducks. She went down the sewer drain, picked up the baby ducks and saved them, gave them to the mommy duck. And then she said she was late. She had to go teach a class. And so 2 weeks later, she heard somebody getting raped behind her house, in the alley behind her house. And she kept calling the cops. They were taking long. They were taking a long time. Finally, when they got there, they were just about to drive away again. So, from what they say, she hit the back of the cruiser, like just tapped the whatever to say, "Hey, I'm here." And they shot her through the window. But anyway, whatever. Mr. Rourke, thank you for that, for yesterday with chat and having my own. Hey, Ace, you seem to like Bobble's chat, huh? You liking it there, huh? Ace. Jeff, do you go to Miss Bobble's chat? I'm not terrible. I wonder if Tiffany is mad at me. Her and her friend left quickly. And man, we have 4 baby ducks right now. They stink so bad. I can't wait till they are big enough to go into our pond. Do they smell? Yeah, Bobbles is nice. Yeah. Yeah. She does have fun chat. She sure does. I didn't know baby ducklings smelled. That's news to me. Must be something to do with their poop or something. Yeah, who knows? Now I'm grossed out. Yes, she is lovely. Miss Bobbles. Calling her Mrs. Bobbles, which is Mr. Bobbles, right? When all that was going on the screen, let me just tell you. Hi.
Hey, sorry
Hi,
about that.
baby.
I had a window box little thing that I had upstairs, and I was messing around with it, and it just fell out.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
It fell out. I was like, so I had to get my son to help me with that. So I apologize. I thought I muted, but I don't.
Oh, no,
Obviously,
it's okay.
you didn't hear anything too bad, did you? Just heard my son giggling, I'm sure.
Yeah, I heard the laughing. I thought maybe you were tickling him.
No, he was playing with his toys, but I apologize to everybody. So,
Oh, yeah, no, don't
what
worry.
were we talking about? What were we talking about?
Oh.
As a matter of fact, when that
I was
happened,
just about to say how, like, when the panel was all up there was a lot of people and people yelling over each other and stuff like that. On this panel, my own, I feel bad because, like, I like everyone up there. So I kind of thought they were going to have, like, be able to come and then and you know what I mean? I thought they were going to have a conversation, everybody. But because I'm always like the type, like, oh, please just get along, everybody get along, kind of thing. So I just want everybody to know that I felt really nervous about it. So, just, you know what I mean? When at that point, Katie, I don't even think you weren't talking. You had just come in, remember?
oh yeah, I know that kind of stuff makes you nervous. I know it makes me kind of nervous too.
Yeah, because then
Although
you're
sometimes
like,
I'm the one screaming.
yeah. So yeah, right. You're on the other end, but if one person is like doing that, and then the other person can't talk, and then you're like, oh, please, but then now I feel like as quickly as Tiffany and her friend, from England has dropped out. I hope they're not mad at me or anything because of what
Oh,
occurred.
I don't think they're mad at you at all. I really don't.
Yeah, and I already saw Lemon in here, so I don't think he is. So that's good, but I don't think they are. I mean, I hope they're not. I hope that's not why they dropped out. I don't take sides or anything, but sometimes I don't even get to say, like, at that point, I wasn't even getting to say what I want, like what I thought. They were all just going off, so, but I kind of just want us all to get along. I do believe that technology can get too much of your information if you give it to them, and that's a scary thing. So I think I wouldn't want to have my ID scanned or my bank account or something like that on there. If I'm going to order something online, I get a gift card and I use that. you know,
Yeah.
Not that I have
Yeah.
ordered anything online for a long time, not since, oh my God, before COVID. It took forever to get my money back from ordering. Like I was supposed to go on vacation, like a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, there's a lot of people. My sister, she'd scheduled a vacation before COVID hit. I mean, like 6 months in advance. And it was around March or April. Last year, she was trying to get a refund for her vacation. And a lot of places were not wanting to give refunds right away because they weren't aware of how bad COVID was going to get. Because this is before it really kind of peaked,
Yeah. They canceled.
So,
Mine was camping, like the state park. I like to get these little like cabin like things. It was $200, but still, you want it. And it just took forever, forever, forever. And then finally, when they did send a check, luckily I opened it right away. Normally, sometimes I'll let my mail sit, which is a bad habit of mine, but I'll let my mail sit and it was only good for 5 days.
Right.
Isn't
Well,
that
I think she
crazy?
finally got a refund like 30 days before she was supposed to go on vacation, which was really sucky. They were just holding the money on her card until it was just that
Well,
happened.
they're the
So
ones who canceled it. That the state parks, they all closed and everything. So they are the ones that
yeah,
canceled the
and,
whole
and
thing.
and a lot of places. I mean, not the case for everybody, but there were some instances where people who had planned vacations couldn't get a full refund and couldn't. And I think that should be kind of illegal for them to hold that money for a promised time. They weren't really out anything, like the resorts and the hotels, they weren't really out anything. So
Right.
and there were a lot of lawsuits and different things like that. But I'm kind of glad, though. I mean, like in this state right now, there's an issue going on with people who are on unemployment. A lot of people who've applied for unemployment, because there's so many people in the state that are on unemployment right now because of COVID and different places not being open to full capacity, that the system's kind of broken. A lot of people are being rejected unemployment benefits that should be getting it right now.
Oh yeah, right. They should, with the stipulation. I just want to answer my thumb, man. He said, "What does Bobbles discuss in our hangouts?" I've been meaning to check it out. Um, she she'll have like different topics. She usually announces it like on her thumbnail. And she does them Tuesday, Saturday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I think they are at 10. And yeah, she posts her topics, and she's pretty good for staying on her topics too. Sometimes just like any other channel or any other live stream, when you have like a topic going on, it's you know you always go random for a little while. You go off topic, but yeah, she is good. She's nice. Yeah. Um, that's about my secretary. Too funny, but she's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, getting back to the whole canceling the vacation, I was pretty bummed about it because, it was camping, at the Cape.
I love camping. Camping is one of my favorite things to do, but I don't do it like, what some people call camping, where I like going in a tent. I'll go in a camper, maybe even a chalet or like a
Let's
cabin or
have something
something.
like that. Yeah, I don't
But
like a tent. Not that I don't like
yeah,
it, but I don't want to be in it. I want something with walls to keep animals out. I don't know. I think it
but
has
my
something to do with a
idea,
movie I saw when I was little.
but my idea of camping is not is not roughing it as much as some people like, camping.
Yeah, I like to have like a lot of tiki torches. Well, they have these things called yurts.
Same. I want to be able to set up chairs and have a little, cook on the stove and just,
Campfire. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I want to be able to like make food and sit around and
Yeah,
just
exactly. But I
finally
want
once you get
somewhere
everything
to go
set up.
inside and go to sleep in a regular bed too and lock the door. So, you know, I get scared.
Yeah.
I get scared
Yeah. It's
easy,
kind of ridiculous.
evidently.
Huh?
I get scared easy, evidently. But I mean, because I know when I was little, I watched this movie of the week when there was only like a few stations. There was no cable then. And it was called Grizzly, I think. I want to say. And the water had been polluted by some local, factory nearby dumping it in. And the grizzly had no skin, kind of, no fur. It was just like, ugh. And I just always remember the scene of where the guy was zipped up in his sleeping bag, sleeping in a tent. There was a couple of them. And the grizzly came, but he had no skin, so it looked even more, whatever. And no fur, I want to say. And like the guy jumps up and he's in his sleeping bag and he's having a hard time with the zipper, so he's trying to hop away, but the bear killed him. So I think about that, and that's why I don't want to be in a tent in a sleeping bag.
Yeah. Oh no, that wouldn't want to be either. It's kind of scary when you put it that way.
Yeah, right.
I grew up going like in a tent, and even in my adult years, I would go in a tent. But my grandparents had this campground, this campsite where they had like a little camper set up and everything. Um, we used to go there a lot as a kid as well. I would go fishing. I love fishing. Fishing is like the most relaxing thing you can do, I really think. But I don't
like
use
fishing,
like
but
worms.
I don't touch worms.
Yeah, I don't use worms. I just don't. I think I just can't do it. I can't cut up a worm and do that. So you can use other things as bait that don't have to be living things. You can use like
Yeah, then you gotta jig it though and make it like look alive. And I'm not that talented. Like I just basically I want to hold a pole. So I'm not a caster. I'm not gonna put the worm on, but I will hold the pole and probably light the joint if there's any.
I would
And
say
then
this. I would not eat any fish that I catch in the
me
Ohio
neither.
River or any of the fish I ever catch. I always throw them back. Always. I never keep them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, catch and release. I'm not eating anything that had a worm in it.
No.
Yeah. Ugh. Gross. Just kind of gave me a chill.
It's one thing that we get to go to the grocery store and buy our food. That's, so it's kind of hard to imagine, that some of those things that we're eating, we're eating far
I don't
worse
want to
than
think about
worms.
it. Don't tell me about things like that. I don't want to think about it. But definitely I couldn't, like, if I get salmon, it's got to have the skin off.
Yeah, there's nothing better in the world than a good salmon steak. Nothing better.
I like salmon. Or swordfish is good too if it's cooked the right way. And if it's not that fishy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to do the chart personal for Survivor Girl.
No screaming, buddy. He's
So
ready
it was
for
colder
bed.
today, right? What was the weather there today?
It's pretty good. I want to say it was like in the 60s today. We had a little bit of rain. But it's really, really. I don't want to put the air conditioning on yet per se. So I've been using like these window box air conditioner things. Well, they're like window box fans that you put up in your window, and let's just say the one of the ones upstairs fell out of the window. I was
Right.
I was fumbling with it, trying to get it, perfect, and it fell out, and the cord ripped on the way down. So it was bad. So I needed my son to come and help me with that because I was like, yeah. So it landed it on the ground in a bunch of pieces. It's needless to say.
Right. Yeah, but Rachel Reed said, yeah, but they're blooded, so bigger fish can track them down like predatory. Yeah, but that's like, first of all, they're gonna probably eat them anyway. I've seen bigger fish eat littler fish without them being blooded. And if you have, the right, if you're there to catch and release and it's taken out properly, they're not. I feel like that's why fish have a 10-second memory span, is like so that they would continue to go after worms on hooks or things on hooks because they're what, like, for lack of a different word, whatever, God or whatever, made it that they would, because they were like a food. They were supposed to, I think, the ocean would be abundant of them if it wasn't for like the pollution and, climate control and stuff. But I certainly don't think catching and releasing at fishing is not, to think, oh, they're blooded, now they're game for predator fish. Well, even if they are, then that just makes that bigger fish become food for whatever. I think they're just food fish, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Being blooded attracts death faster. Well, yeah, if you're like a human and you're in the ocean and there's a shark, but we're not talking about sharks. right? I always thought that if I fell into the ocean with a bunch of people, then I might give someone a quick little jab just so they would be the bait and I'd get away faster. I don't really mean that. Katie, are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
I don't really mean that. I wouldn't really
No, I don't.
give somebody a quick jab and
No, I
make
know that. I know.
the
I know what you
bait.
meant.
I was kidding. I was
Are
joking
you
about
ready to go to sleep,
it.
buddy? You ready to go night night for school tomorrow? Huh?
Right.
You ready?
Yeah, I
I
know.
think I'm gonna
I'm
get
probably
off
going to
here.
end the live stream too because I've been going a few hours. I might, depending whatever, but I got to get up early tomorrow. I have so much stuff going on.
I have to
This
get
is
up
the
early
week.
tomorrow too. I don't know if HN19 is going to go live tonight, but I am exhausted, so I probably won't be on for the. If I do pop in there, it won't be for long. I'm
Yeah.
exhausted.
But I will tell you, if anybody's like looking for any movies to watch before they go to bed, free on YouTube was what I would do or what you should do, something like that. What I would do or what you should do, and then Let's Kill Ward's Wife and Extinct. Those three movies were pretty good. I watched them all just the last couple of days, and if anybody's looking for a good movie to watch, those are especially that one. What you should do or what I would do. That was really good. Her husband was cheating on her, but it's kind of comedy, and it turns out good. It's nice. It's good in the end. It's nice. Got Aidan Quinn in it. It's a good movie. So if anybody's looking for anything good to watch, but I think that's what I'm going to do because I'm going to be up a lot earlier than I normally have to be. So.
How have you been feeling, by the way? Have you been feeling pretty good, or?
I'm all right, but I have that whole, couple of doctor's appointments tomorrow. So.
Well, I hope they go well tomorrow, and I wish you luck. Be safe
Thank
out
you.
there today,
I
and
appreciate
I
that.
hope you start feeling better and you get your energy back and all that good stuff.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate everyone in the room. And if I haven't read everyone's comment, I'm so sorry. But it's hard to, you want to be a good guest here and live and a good, not guest, host, and and in there. So and in the live stream too. So it's hard, right, Katie?
And it's
Like the
fair. It's a
people.
lot harder. It's yeah. And especially me, like I've got, sometimes I mute a lot of times. I'll have like people asking me questions and I'm muted because I'm dealing with, something.
Right, yeah. But it's
It's
hard to
really, really
keep up
hard. Yeah.
sometimes, and you
I
don't want to miss anybody's stuff, that they're saying, but you don't want to miss on it. And I'll try. So I'm so sorry, but anyway, if anybody,
I don't do too many live streams on my channel anymore for that reason. I
I told you I'm
rarely do
addicted.
one. I
I'm
love
addicted.
doing them. I used to love doing them, but I just don't have the energy anymore.
Well, thank you for coming in, Menthol Man, and thank you, Katie and Ace and Grandma and Rachel and everybody, Mr. Rourke, the Feeling, everyone that's in Godsmack. Thank you, everyone. If I missed Tiffany, Clemson, oh my God, there's a lot of people here tonight. It was so nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off and get this little guy to bed now that I've gotten. So I just put another fan appear in its place, but God, I am so embarrassed. I didn't mute that.
Okay. Don't worry about
All
it.
right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could hear you say I need help, and he was laughing, so it wasn't a bad thing. It was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, it wasn't like we heard like a whip snapping or anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, oh my
Right.
God, Colin, I need help. I knew what the hell to do.
Yeah.
All right. I'll
All
talk to you
right.
later. All
All
right.
right. See you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. And so, everybody, I just want to say thank you so much for coming tonight. There was a lot of people here, and a lot of new people, and I really appreciate it. And I hope you'll return because, like I said, I love the energy of this that's going on. I am addicted to live stream. I'm addicted to you guys. That's the truth. So it is. I'm addicted to talking to you guys and your friends. I feel like your friends. So regardless of anything that happens or is still happening amongst the community, we can all just make our own community right here. So, and anywhere else we go and feel like this, like Miss Bobbles, keep saying Miss Bobbles, but it's Babbling with Bobbles is the name of her channel. So, and there's a lot of other good ones too. So, anyway, peace, love, and tacos. And I'm going to do the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Night, guys. Much love.